Duke FM, your home for Maryville Rebels football. It's game day and time for Red Rebel football on the Junk Be Gone Game of the Week. If you have stuff that you want gone, give a buzz to Junk Be Gone.
He's going to go downfield. He's got a man. Touchdown, Rebels. Go the Maryville Fire Department. That boy's got a hose.
The excitement's up. I think we go for the win right here. I think we go for the touchdown. Push.
These fine young men are about to write another chapter in the storied tradition of Maryville High School football. So tell Mama and them to get set for the Maryville Top Shot pregame show. And look out, because here come those Rebels on your home for Rebel Radio, 95.7 Duke FM.
And good game day to you, and welcome to Rebel Radio live from Skeeter Shield Stadium, where it's senior night and region championship night here on our great campus. I'm Wayne Kaiser alongside Ben Metz, and we're excited to be here for the Junk Be Gone Game of the Week and the Maryville Top Shot pregame show. Oak Ridge has hit the ground running as they return to 6A competition and enter tonight with a 9-0 record, 5-0 in region play. Last week, a 45-21 Wildcat victory set up tonight's winner-take-all matchup. The Red Rebels enter tonight 8-1 on the season, 5-0 in that same region play. Most recently, a 43-7 victory over the Bradley Bears. That win secured program win number 876. All of that is on the line tonight, including a 1 seed and another region championship. Will the Red Rebels hand the Wildcats their first loss of 2025 and bring another region championship back to Lawrence Avenue? Well, we're about to find out. But as we look to preview tonight's matchup, Mr. Metz, how about them Rebels?
Senior night at the Skeeter. Last week, that defensive front shut down Bradley to just 46 yards rushing. Tonight, I'm bringing the heat with Blackhawk. The Red Rebels look across the lines at the Wildcats and sing, no further exemption, just a big red goodbye. And that scoreboard will tell it all. Goodbye says it all. Go Maryville, baby.
It's a beautiful night for football. You know, I think if you've lived in East Tennessee this week, you might not agree that it's been a beautiful week, but I think all the rain is exhausted, and we should have a clear night here at Skeeter Shield Stadium. Jim Renfro Field being the artificial turf, it doesn't take long for it to get in playing shape, and I think it's senior night here, and it's ready to be a good night of football.
Yeah, even the weather's throwing a little bit of zone coverage tonight, but the crowd has showed out in full force tonight.
Overcast here at Skeeter Shield Stadium. A very cloudy picture across the way as we're looking back into Montvale, back into the community there behind the high school. But you look at it, not a ton of wind here. I think the weatherman said there was going to be more wind, but a little bit of mobility in the American flag across the way. But it doesn't look to be an issue as the home stands looks to block it off.
It should start out about 48 degrees at kickoff, and kicking from Cedar Street to Don Story is going to be the ideal kickoff location. It may dip in the lower 40s by the fourth quarter.
We talked about tonight being senior night, and that's a huge milestone. That's a huge celebration. Obviously, the Red Rebels have locked in a home playoff game regardless of the outcome of tonight, as last week's victory did that. But tonight, we're going to celebrate a great group of seniors, both football, cheer, dance. The marching Red Rebels have a good group of seniors. We're going to run through all of those great seniors. You look at it out there on Jim Renfro, there's 95 yards of cheer, dance, and football Red Rebels out there. It's a fun look, and again, it just shows each and every year a great group of seniors lead this high school.
Great opportunity to celebrate the kids for what they've accomplished, and what a game. You know, the stakes couldn't be higher tonight. The 6A Region 2 Championship, winner take all. Both the Red Rebels and Oak Ridge Wildcats coming in tonight undefeated in the region at 5-0, really setting the stage for an epic showdown.
Showdown for sure. It's a Maryville High School alum and Coach Derek Rang for Oak Ridge. It's Maryville High School alum Derek Hunt, the head man here at Maryville High School. It's going to be a fun night, and we'll definitely turn our page to it. But let's close out what was a great victory a week ago against the Bradley Central Bears. We got to sit down with Coach Derek Hunt for our coaches show and also the Red Rebel Rundown last night at Windy City Grill. But he was able to put a good perspective on last week's victories, talk about the good things that happened, but also some things that we can expand on, and then look ahead to tonight's, as we've called it, winner-take-all Region 2 6A Championship. This interview is brought to you by the great folks at Maryville Monument Company. This is our interview with Coach Derek Hunt. Coach, as always, thanks so much for the time, and congratulations on a big game number 9 victory at homecoming over the Bradley Central Bears.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Coach, talk to us about the big victory. 43-7 was the final, but it was kind of predicated off of a 36-point explosion in the second quarter. Talk to us about how your Rebels started the game and then ultimately how it was a great finish.
Obviously didn't get off to a great start offensively, but defensively we did and gave our offense another opportunity to get going and finally did. And that second quarter, once we got going, happened quickly. I think that's the most points we've ever scored in a quarter, 36. Some crazy turns of events there in that second quarter, but it was a lot of fun. 4
touchdowns scored in 8 offensive plays. It's pretty crazy for sure. For the second straight week, the first quarter came to an end with no points on the board for the Red Rebels, but a running clock did happen later in the game. How good is that to kind of have that ability to turn the switch on, if you will?
Well, we finally got into a groove, and that was the biggest thing, is just kind of being comfortable, allowing Will to be comfortable and just play football and not press, not, try to force anything. And, our defense was playing so good. We didn't have to be super aggressive. Once we kind of got in the flow, I felt like we were balanced and played good football.
Coach, very efficient on first and second down, maybe as efficient as we've been all season. Was that a point of emphasis, or did the team just execute very well on first and second down?
Yeah, no, it's something that we always try to do. Certainly, is you got to win first down. You don't want to be playing second and 10 or longer, and your odds of getting first downs, they decrease if you get to second and 10. So if we can win first down, I always feel pretty confident that we can move the sticks and continue our drive. But nope, something we've been talking about all year, and when we do it well, we're a lot more successful than when we don't.
But also the defense this past Friday night. Stingy is what I call them each and every week, but I don't know that they weren't a little more motivated there for homecoming night. Holding the Bradley Bears to under 200 yards of total offense on 50 total plays, but holding them to 46 rushing yards on 23 attempts. Talk to us about your defense.
Defense was outstanding, and it was really a team effort. I thought D-line got after them. Linebackers, we were flying around, and in the secondary, we made some pretty big plays. That was exciting to see us play really well as a unit. It wasn't just one or two guys. So, hopefully we can continue that momentum forward and keep playing well on that side.
Quite a bit of upfield pressure. Was that a point of emphasis, or did the defensive front just kind of open some lanes there?
Well, we always want to put pressure on the quarterback, so especially, when they have weapons, and certainly Bradley did. So that's something that we'll continue to harp on each week, and we've been good at that. We've been good getting pressure on the quarterback most of the year. And we'll definitely need to, this coming week when we play Oak Ridge.
Ryan Henry was the Print FX player of the game a week ago. It was kind of a full circle moment when we got him in the press box. You look back, maybe right at a year ago, he's tearing his ACL and kind of getting put on the shelf for the offseason. Able to come back and do what he's done and lead that defensive front. Talk to us about Ryan Henry.
Well, and he's just gotten better and better as the year's gone on, in my opinion, because he's gotten further and further away from that injury. So he has been an outstanding player for us, has a great motor, really hard to block, doesn't stay blocked ever, has great hands, and he's athletic. So he's been fun to watch progress over the last 4 years, and certainly somebody who's made a name for himself.
And he'll be a name that's mentioned this Friday night as we turn the page to this week's matchup. The Oak Ridge Wildcats are coming into Skeeter Shield Stadium for a region championship matchup, but it's senior night at Maryville High School. Talk to us about this senior class and what they mean to this program.
Well, and obviously they had a lot to do with our success last year, and it's just been great to watch them grow. And we've got some great leaders in this senior class and some really good football players. Some of these guys going to play the college level next year, and that's going to be exciting to watch as well. But I just couldn't be prouder of this group, and they have done a great job. They had a great off season, and then trying to make sure that we had a successful 2025. And obviously we hope we're nowhere near close to being done, but so far where we're at, and to get to celebrate these guys on senior night in a region championship game, that's going going to be pretty special.
And obviously the victory a week ago did secure a home playoff, so it will not be their last home game at Skeeter Shield Stadium, but the practice of celebrating them will be this Friday night. How do you kind of manage that emotion of this is senior night, but also know that there's a lot left to do there in game number 10 of the regular season?
Yeah, something we've talked about, honestly, is, hey, listen, we're going to enjoy the moment while we're in it, but at the same time, it's not going to become a distraction for us. It can't be. So we've got to be able to get our hugs in and really look around and enjoy it, but realize we know we've got another one of these, so it's not like it's your last time at home. And then, we get in the locker room, we got to be ready to get ready to play.
And, of course, the opponent this week is one to keep an eye on, 9-0 on the regular season, coming into 6A, Region 2 6A, kind of the new person on the block, if you will, but an old rivalry renewed this Thursday night against Oak Ridge. Coach Derek Rang, a former Red Rebel, played here under Coach George Quarles. He's got the Wildcats playing a really fun brand of football, winners of their last 9 straight.
They're playing great, and Coach Rang does a fantastic job. We have scrimmaged Oak Ridge, quite a few times the past 10 years, I feel like. So we've seen them. We've seen them a lot, but we haven't played them, I think, since 2011 or 12 or something like that. So it's been a while, but just watching them on film, in their first year in 6A to be undefeated at this point is super impressive. And I think this is the best Oak Ridge team I've seen in a long time. Just as far as athletically, they've got a lot of college football talent on the roster. And then, you look at the size of some of the linemen they've got. They've got one of the better defensive lines we've faced this year, and just incredible talent on the perimeter on offense, and they can fly in the secondary. I mean, they check every box. And so they're having a great year because they're really good, and they're well coached, and got a quarterback who's played a ton of football. So, man, what a challenge we've got for a region championship game, and that makes it all the more exciting.
And Coach Rang, in his third season at Oak Ridge, has already had them in a state championship game, obviously in the 5A bracket. But does that help you in preparation for his program, that you can draw from many different stops to see some of his tendencies?
I don't know. That's a great question. I would say probably not. I think he's been a little bit different at each stop because in high school you can't go get guys to fit your system. So you got to work with what you got. And I think that probably speaks to his success more than anything, is he's willing to change and adjust based off what his kids are good at. But at the same time, what he's not willing to budge on is obviously his program and the way he builds it and the culture. I mean, he just, like I said, he's done a great job. He's won everywhere he's been. So, we expect that we have so much respect for Oak Ridge and the year that they've had, and we know it's going to be a great challenge.
And, Coach, you were accurate. The last time the Red Rebels and the Wildcats locked horns was back in 2012. QB1 for that night's matchup was none other than record holder Nick Myers.
Yeah, big time. I remember that game at Oak Ridge, and he had a great night that night as well. They came out playing man coverage and took us a minute to kind of adjust, and we made some big plays deep that cut us loose.
This is historically a big matchup across East Tennessee, but the most important one is the one that'll take place at Skeeter Shield Stadium this Thursday night. Region 2 6A championship. Coach, how do you temper that? How do you temper that, I guess, not necessarily anxiety, but that emotion that can pour out when you've had a great season, both teams, but it's championship night on your home turf?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be really exciting for sure, but at the end of the day, it's still just a football game, against a really good football team. So once you get out there and you run your first couple of plays, that's everybody settles in and just plays ball at that point, So it's just like any other game, but just happens to be against a really good opponent.
Onward and upward for sure. Game number 10, week number 11. That's all that's going to be printed moving forward from here. But, Coach, as always, I know the Red Rebels will be ready to go. It'll be senior night. Faithful will be out. It'll be a fun night for football. I think the weather's going to hold off for us. Wish you the best against the Wildcats.
Thank you so much, Wayne.
This interview's been brought to you by the great folks at Maryville Monument Company. Check them out. They've been in our community and serving our great community for more than 100 years. Mr. Jeff Wallace and his great staff are there to help you in your time of need. Let's take a break, listen to these great sponsors. When we come back, more of the Maryville Top Shot pregame show right here on Rebel Radio 95.7 Duke FM.
Inspired by the heart of Italy, experience the Taste of Blunt award-winning The Italian Apron, where culinary passion meets timeless tradition. The Italian Apron is your premier destination for authentic Italian meals and homemade pasta. From bustling farmers markets to serene storefront shopping, the Italian Apron will bring you close to Italy's rich heritage and vibrant culture. Explore the convenience of shopping online or immerse yourself in the authentic Italian marketplace experience at La Cucina, the Italian Apron Marketplace, in Maryville at 331 Whitecrest Drive. Join the Italian Apron community on Facebook and Instagram today.
And welcome back to the Maryville Top Shop pregame show right here on Rebel Radio 95.7 Duke FM. Week number 11, Ben. Game number 10, Maryville versus Oak Ridge for a region championship.
Yeah, these teams both average nearly 400 yards of total offense per game, but the Rebels have been more efficient, putting up a staggering 376 points compared to Oak Ridge's 304. And remember, the Rebels' first team has often not even needed to play the second half.
Well, talk about what Coach Hunt talked about in his coach's show. Very, very, I guess, analytical about what the successes were a week ago, but quickly looked ahead to what is the opponent that is in the way of a 1 seed that we have to see here tonight.
Yeah, what I really like what he said, you know, in the second quarter, you better grab some popcorn. The Red Rebel offense does their best work in the second quarter. 196 of their 376 points this season have come in that time frame. That's over half their total points, averaging 21 in the second quarter alone through 9 games. Amazing.
Yeah, a lot of firepower has been had in that second stanza for sure. But tonight, it's a special night. It's senior night at Skeeter Shields Stadium, Jim Renfro Field. Like we said, pre-coach's show, 95 yards of Red Rebels and parents and family members. But just want to give a rundown of the student trainers, the dance team, the cheer team, and the football seniors that were recognized pregame. We'll, of course, lift up the band at halftime. Again, halftime is game time for the Marching Red Rebels. We'll let you take it away, Ben.
Yeah, let's start with the student athletic trainer position. Samantha Duke, daughter of Carrie and Joshua Duke.
Then the dance team had representatives Kayla Del Carpio, daughter of William Del Carpio and mother Laura Burkhart, and then Ada Monroe, daughter of Dallas and Amber Monroe.
And then the cheer team, the seniors, Finley Harper Gentry, daughter of Chris and Stephanie Gentry.
Addison Hinchy, daughter of Michael and Jessica Hinchy.
Jordan Jones, daughter of Jason and Amber Jones.
Ella Milner, daughter of Susanna and Roy Milner.
Ellison Grace Mutaw, daughter of Brian and Megan Mutaw.
Caroline Stevenson, daughter of Rachel Stevenson, who joins her in spirit along with grandmother Debbie Fincham, godmother Kelly Sloan, and Coach Christy Stott.
Paisley White, daughter of Brad and Heather White.
That's all your cheer team members for tonight's matchup. The football team senior starts off with number 0, Cohen Babley, son of Nathan and Angel Babley.
Number 20, Mason Ball, son of Tiffany and Jaron Tibbetts.
Number 7, Bryson Barrett, son of Michael and Carol Barrett.
Number 1, Tori Beaufort, son of Yanti and James Beaufort.
Number 99, Mason Heltzel, son of Jason and Angela Heltzel.
Number 70, Nick Henderlight, son of Dwight and Jan Henderlight.
Last week's Sprint FX player of the game, number 52, Ryan Henry, son of Bill and Chantel Henry.
Number 21, Hudson Jamerson, son of Ross and Janet Jamerson.
Number 83, Caleb Levan, son of Michael Levan and Sarah Caldwell.
Number 37, Rudy Mendoza, son of Lisa Mendoza.
Number 53, Caleb Millard, son of Polly Anton.
Number 18, Grayson Myers, son of Carrie Jeffries and Aaron and Jessica Myers.
Number 4, Cameron Porter, son of Jabari and Stephanie Davis.
Number 13, Sawyer Robinette, son of Joe and Christy Robinette.
Number 2, Jackson Rutledge, son of Christy Rutledge and Jason Rutledge.
Number 11, Max Sear, son of Clint and D.D. Sear.
Number 17, Andrew Smith, son of Jonathan and Cassie Smith.
Number 55, Brody Smith, son of Lee and Alicia Smith.
Number 56, Nash Stinnett, son of Kendall and Bart Stinnett.
Number 35, Colin Stringer, son of Stephanie and Chris Huss and William and Sandy Stringer.
And number 8, Ivan Vananda, son of Patrick and Julie Vananda.
And then the team managers, Dakota Kirkus, son of Dane Seaton.
And Jacob Teskey, son of Bill and Sherry Teskey. That's tonight's senior dance, cheer, football, student managers, and the athletic staff. So congratulations to all those completing their 4 years here at Maryville High School. And again, you're going to look back, and these are some of the best years in your life.
Some great kids that we just recognized right there, buddy.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Obviously, there's a bunch of starters listed in that matchup or in that list of individuals that were recognized tonight. Looks like we may be about to have our national anthem, so I don't want to necessarily jump into this so soon. I think I've got a little bit of time. We'll give tonight's starting lineup brought to you by Stevenson Tire Company. We'll start on the defense, the defensive line. Number 11, Max Sear, a senior. Number 99, Mason Heltzel, a senior. And number 52, Ryan Henry, a senior. Linebacking core, number 2, Jackson Rutledge, a senior. Number 27, Dax Cole, a junior. Number 20, Mason Ball, a senior. And number 44, Wyatt Wilbur, a junior. Defensive backs at the corner position, number 7, Bryson Barrett, a senior. And number 8, Ivan Vananda, a senior. The safeties will be number 17, Andrew Smith, a senior, and number 14, Chase Tucker, a junior. Ben, a defense that's stingy to say the least.
They forced 3 turnovers last Friday night, interceptions from Andrew Smith, Bryson Barrett, plus don't forget that fumble recovery by Max Sear that helped flip the momentum for the game.
Offensive line anchored by number 70, Nick Henderlight, the center for tonight's game, a senior. The guards will be number 65, Gabe Skeeto, a junior, and number 66, Landon Marcus, a junior. The tackles for tonight's matchup, number 55, Brody Smith, a senior, and number 56, Nash Stennett, a senior. Wide receiving core, number 1, Torrey Beaufort, a senior. Number 6, Colton Faust, a junior. And number 88, Julian Douglas, a junior. Tight end for tonight, Hudson Jamerson, number 21, a senior. And running back, number 0, Cohen Babley, a senior. QB1 tonight, Will Jones, a junior.
Cohen Babley powered the rushing attack last Friday night with 84 yards and 3 touchdowns, including a 29-yard burst that featured his signature spin move. The crowd loved that one.
Our specialist for tonight, kicking it away and punting it, will be Hudson Jamerson, the senior, number 21, and kickoffs will be handled by the leg of Jim Renfro, number 35, Colin Stringer, a senior.
39 touchbacks on the year, booming kicks on the kickoff.
Yeah, Colin Stringer has definitely made a name for himself. But since we're here on senior night, it is time for our national anthem. I'm going to let the Marching Red Rebels give us our national anthem. We'll start with a moment of silence.
Thank you.
What a good job by the Marching Red Rebels. That's our national anthem. And Ben, as we do each and every week, let's lift up our veterans.
Yeah, from all of us here at Rebel Radio, we want to take a moment to honor our brave men and women in uniform. As George Patton once said, it is foolish and wrong to mourn the men who died. Rather, we should thank God that such men live. Tonight, we thank all of our service members for their courage and sacrifice. Your dedication allows us to enjoy the freedoms we have every day. We salute you.
Couldn't agree more. We salute you indeed. Let's take our first break here at the Maryville Top Shot pregame show. Listen to some great sponsors. When we come back, Hippie's Keys to Victory, brought to you by Miss Donna Talent. We'll talk about our great sponsors. You will hear in and out of the breaks tonight, and get set for the Junk Be Gone Game of the Week. 1 seat on the line, championship on the line, Maryville versus Oak Ridge, right here at Skeeter Shield Stadium. You're listening to Rebel Radio on 95.7 Duke FM.
Stevenson Tire, 3 generations serving Blount and surrounding counties for over 60 years. The friendly staff at Stevenson Tire is ready to assist you and get you back on the road quickly with the most trusted tire brands in the industry. Competitive prices, tire repairs too. Expect real hometown service at Stevenson Tire. The name to trust in East Tennessee is Stevenson Tire, 2411 East Broadway Avenue in Maryville. Online at StevensonTire.net or call 865-983-1621. Monday through Friday, 7:30 till 5. Stevenson Tire.
Ain't going down till the sun comes up.
And welcome back to the Maryville Top Shot pregame show right here on Rebel Radio 95.7 Duke FM. I'm Wayne Kaiser alongside Ben Metz. Ben, we've talked a lot. We're about 5.5 minutes away from kickoff here at Jim Renfro Field, and it's time to hear from Chris Hips. Hippie's Keys to Victory. Been on point all year. Brought to you by Miss Donna Talon of Realty Executive Associates. Hippie, what's it going to take to get a Red Rebel victory tonight?
Yeah, fellas, first thing tonight would be pressure on the quarterback from the defensive line. We know that their quarterback has a really good arm. He makes plays when he can extend it. I think we get some pressure on him, get some sacks, hopefully, and keep him in negative yardage. Secondly, do not force the issue on offense. Last year, we were trying to force a couple passes in that got picked off. I think this week, use that heavy run game. Use those big offensive linemen, wear down this defense, and then hit the strike when it's there. And then lastly, you've got to prevent the penalties. A couple times we were backed up on longer drives from the penalty, false start penalties. Clean up the penalties. I can see another big Rebel victory, fellas.
Hippie continues to lay the hammer down on senior night with his keys. Last week, the Red Rebels absolutely dominated the point of attack. Bradley came in with over 500 more rushing yards than passing yards on the season, but Maryville held them to just 46 yards on the ground and forced 3 turnovers. It was a complete dismantling of what they like to do. That same kind of pressure will be key tonight. We don't want any statues standing around out here on Jim Renfro Field.
Yeah, and for the back-to-back weeks, we've got teams that have great success running the football. Oak Ridge is the team coming in averaging, north of close to 200 yards rushing per game, almost 1,600 yards on the season. But they can throw the football, too. Almost 2,000 passing yards for Blaine Stansberry. It's a balanced attack. Coach Derek Rang, anywhere he's ever been, he's been able to morph to the talent that he's got. And here tonight, he's got some Division I talent that he's got to play with.
Yeah, and we'd be amiss if we didn't bring up one of the top targets for Stansbury, and that's the 4-star recruit, Malik Howard, a 6'4", 230-pound tight end. He's got 9 receiving touchdowns, nearly 700 yards on the season, including a 72-yarder last week. It's going to be imperative to stay on top of him underneath and in the back end.
The Red Rebels have went in front of the faithful. They found their way to the end zone, and now they've run through the block M at the midfield stripe. They're getting to the home side, so we've got to wrap this thing up. But do want to give a shout-out to our great sponsors you'll hear in and out of the breaks. Obviously, Junk Be Gone, our Game of the Week sponsor. Check them out, junkbegone.biz. It's their 20th year in East Tennessee, so give them a call if you need those services, 865-675-5865. Ario Cheese Wagon fed us here tonight. Blackberry Smoke, the Alabama Slammer, Ricky Ricardo, all the great sandwiches that you can find at their cafe made it to Jim Renfro tonight.
You need to check out their taco soup. They provided that tonight. Delicious.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Italian Apron, they also feed us on every other week. Windy City Grill, our Wednesday night host sponsor for the Red Rebel Rundown, and Quinn Appliance, a game day sponsor here. Check them out, quinnappliance.com. Also, Stevenson Tire, they'll bring us the starting lineup tonight. Roger L. Newman will connect with Colin Stringer on our kickoffs here tonight. Barnett Roofing will be our halftime show sponsor. Maryville Top Shop has brought this pregame show to you. Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply will wrap up tonight's matchup, the postgame show. Twin Cities Certified in Maryville, our first down sponsors. Maryville Monument will allow us to talk to Coach Derek Hunt pregame, as you've heard, and at the half with Mr. Chris Hips. El Jimador will be the touchdown sponsor. The Boyd Firm Red Zone will hopefully be in and out of quickly tonight. Lee Franks of Volunteer Home Mortgage will bring us timeouts. PrintFX will be our player of the game sponsor. Denso Manufacturing will bring us the scoreboard updates. Delosier Auction Company, our defensive stops, and His Ground LLC, end of quarter stats. Donna Talon of Realty Executive Associates, keys to victory, and that red and black throwback at the half. Pokies in Sports, They outfitted Rebel Radio tonight, actually had some cold gear going on tonight, so a little update. And then David's Abbey Carpet and Floors, Red Rebel Rundown, and Underground Connection, Inc., our penalty explanation tonight.
So many great sponsors. Maryville Top Shop since 1986. This family business has been the leader in custom countertops. Call 865-977-8677.
And it looks like we do have the captains at the midfield stripe. It's going to be Oak Ridge, number 1, Blaine Stansberry, number 9, Jarrell Jimerson, number 77, Jared Bafford, and number 37, Brennan Nip. For the Red Rebels, number 7, Bryson Barrett, number 8, Ivan Vananda, number 18, Grayson Myers, and number 67, Bryson Coltharp. Looks like that the flip has been had. Oak Ridge did win the toss. They're going to defer. Maryville will receive. They'll take this one away. Looks like we're counting it down.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Bryson Barrett had a nice interception last week, so good to see him out there as a captain.
Yeah, very much so. Bryson's done a great job all season. They don't throw his way, and I think that speaks to his abilities. Going to give the uniform combinations for tonight's matchup. We'll start with the visiting Oak Ridge Wildcats. They're going to be in the Stormtroopers tonight. It's going to be white football pants with maroon stripes, double stripes on either hip, white jerseys, maroon numerals trimmed in silver, and then it will be their traditional maroon helmet and then the OR on either side. Red Rebels going to go all business tonight. It will be the all-black uniforms, red and white stripes on either hip, black jerseys, white numerals trimmed in red, white and red stripes on either shoulder pad, black football helmet with red Rebel script on either side. Good versus evil, black versus white. There's a lot of different ways to cut this uniform, but it's a good one here tonight.
It's a senior statement, that classic black jersey and those sharp red and white accents. This look is pure power and tradition all wrapped into one.
Want to thank Maryville Top Shop for our pregame show. The clock has been set to 12 minutes, so it's getting ready for the kickoff here to open the Junk Be Gone game of the week. So do want to shout out Maryville Top Shop for that. Looks like kicking this one away for Oak Ridge will be Eli Pearson. Looks to be number 15 teeing it up. He'll kick it right to left. Kick toward the Don Story Athletic Center, and looks like deep for the Red Rebels will be Torrey Beaufort near the goal line. And the two up men will be, looks to be Colton Faust, and looks like Chase Tucker, number 14. He's going to approach it. He'll kick it away, and it's football time in Maryville as it will go deep into the end zone, bounce once, and hit the fence. Touchback, and the Red Rebels will bring it out to the 20-yard line.
A booming kick defensively coming out on the field for the Oak Ridge Wildcats. Coach Rang runs a non-traditional 3-4 scheme with one safety high and a frequent use of a star position. Look for senior Wayne Gibson. He'll operate in that position. 5 tackles for loss, 2 sacks on the season.
Coach Hunt he's wanting the ball at a different location, so it's going to push it to near the far side hash. Will Jones and company in a small huddle. Again, they'll work left to right, or they'll work towards Cedar Street here in the opening quarter.
And Myers talked about this defensive formation. It looks like there's one high safety, but there's one hiding somewhere. You got to identify it.
2 tight receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Cohen Babley straight behind Will Jones, who stands in shotgun. He's going to take a low shotgun snap, 3-step drop, looks to throw it, gets it to Julian Douglas. He's going to pick up 5 yards. He's going to pick up more. He's going to get a head forward across the 30-yard line, give him the 31. 11-yard pickup, Ben, and the first Twin City certified first down.
Like the play call, working in between the hash there on the quick button hook to tackle made number 4, Wayne Gibson.
Yeah, find the big body, nail him in the numbers. That's what Will Jones did to Julian Douglas. Small huddle yet again, 1st and 10. 11:33 to go in the first, scoreless here at Jim Renfro Field. Similar formation, they'll push the 2 receivers to the right, out wide right. Will Jones going to put a man in motion. That's going to be Jamerson left to right. He'll stay in shotgun. Takes the shotgun snap, going to hand it to Babley. He's going to try to find the right side. He's not going to find it, and he is going to be cut down in the backfield. They'll say a yard loss. It'll be 2nd and 11.
Second tackle of the game for number 4, Wayne Gibson. He set the edge there. Coming into the game, Wayne Gibson has 24 tackles, 2 sacks, and he had a blocked field goal on the year.
Yeah, looks like Cohen tried to stay behind guard, right side guard, and the defensive tackle curled around, caught him around the waist, and pulled him down. 2nd and 11. Similar formation, they'll flip it. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Cohen stays directly behind Will. Will's going to look for the hard count. Not going to get it, so he'll check it at the line of scrimmage. Updates the offensive line. Stacked up Hudson Jamerson to the left-hand side. Now they'll flip him right side. Cleans the hands, takes the snap. Now he's going to hand it to Babley. Babley's going to get right. He's going to try to sweep it around the end. He's going to pick up a couple yardage, the lost yardage, and one more. It's going to set up 3rd and 9.
An adjustment was made in the back end and perimeter by the Oak Ridge Wildcats. They move Amonte Bishop out there near the Maryville sidelines. He breaks down and makes the tackle.
2nd and 11 turns 3rd and 9, so a pickup of 2 on 2nd down. 10:05 to play in the first. Still scoreless. Quickly breaks another small huddle. Now they'll put Jamerson and Torrey Beaufort out wide left and 2 receivers to the right. Looks like Julian Douglas and Colton Faust. Cohen Babley will be to the left hip pocket of Will Jones. Now he's going to walk up toward the offensive line, updates his line. 8 seconds on the play clock. Will Jones looking. He picks up a defensive package. He's going to push Babley out in the left flat. 2-step drop. He's going to look to uncork it. Colton Faust down deep. Does he make the catch, Ben? It is going to go in and out of Colton Faust's hands. Incomplete. Tight coverage. No call. It'll be 4th down.
Good play call there by Will Jones. He saw the blitz coming up the middle before the snap. Throws the fade route down the sidelines. And coverage was by Williams, number 10. He just got his hands out before the receiver.
What is going to be 3rd and 9 turns 4th and 9, and with 9:28 to go here in the first quarter, Rebels punt it away on their opening possession. Looks like deep for Oak Ridge, trying to get the number on that one. Looks to be number 1. No, that's not going to be Stansberry. Looks to be 9, Jarrell Jimerson. He's going to stand at his own 30-yard line. Jamerson will attempt to punt to Jimerson. That's not confusing. And it's going to take a Red Rebel bounce. It'll bounce at the 38-yard line of Oak Ridge and roll inside the 35 and come to rest at the Oak Ridge 33-yard line, where Blaine Stansberry and company will bring out the troops.
Booming kick there by Jamerson. He's averaging 41-yard punt on the year. Rang's going to come out. Being a local guy, you'll see a very similar offense as the Red Rebels. Their primary look is a single back shotgun spread formation. They'll lean slightly more towards the pass than the run, about 1,900 passing to 1,600 yards rushing. The key player is Stansberry.
Looks like the wind will be to Stansberry's back here on this opening possession. They'll start out in 4 wide receiver set, 2 to either side, and they'll have their backer, looks to be Wayne Gibson, to the left. They're going to quickly flip it out. They're going to get it to the intended guy, and it will be Malik Howard on 1st down. Picks up 8. It's going to be 2nd and 2.
Back shoulder route to Malik Howard. The coverage was by Wyatt Wilbur. Just had a little bit more separation than Wilbur would have liked.
Quick response there on 1st down. They didn't mess around. Got to the ball and snapped it. Continue to have the running back to the left hip pocket of Stansberry. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. He's going to look over the defense. He'll take the shotgun snap. Now he's going to play action to Gibson. Now he's going to flip it across the middle. That's going to be Malik Howard again. The 6'4", 231-pound junior. 2 plays, 2 receptions.
Little deception on that play. They clear out the back end before he throws the football and shifted the defensive line towards the Oak Ridge sidelines. That opens up the quick slant. Tackle made to Jackson Rutledge.
Another 8-yard reception for Howard. It sets up a 1st and 10 Oak Ridge at the Maryville 49-yard line. Stansberry looks over the defense. Low snap, but he'll take it. Now he's going to roll to the right. He's going to call it out. It's going to be deflected, and the catch will be made. But we're going to see. The ball may have come out at the end. Mason Heltzel, Bryson Barrett says it did. Let's see if the official agrees with him. They will, Ben. A Delosier Auction Company defensive stop. Just ripped it away from the Wildcats.
He was hunched over, grabbing at shoestrings, baby.
It's Ryan Henry. Ryan Henry comes out of there with the football. That's why you play to the whistle. Ripped it away from the Wildcat, and now the Red Rebels are set up 1st and 10.
I tell you what, that crossing route, the hit that Jackson Rutledge laid on the crossing receiver jarred that ball loose to allow for the fumble recovery.
Looks like there is a player down on the play. I'm trying to see for which school. It looks like both groups, both medical staffs are out there to help. So again, wish the best for whoever this is. I think it was a big collision there at the point of contact. So maybe one for each school. Looks like down for Oak Ridge will be number 16. That's going to be Zayden Williams. He's on his knees kind of working it out. But the Red Rebel Looks like there is a Red Rebel is down, and he is still being attended to.
Excellent reception by the Oak Ridge Wildcat there, going across the middle and keeping the concentration. He had to feel the pressure from the linebacker coming across from that left hash, and Jackson Rutledge just laid the wood on him.
And looks like Jackson Rutledge was the Red Rebel that was impacted, but he is up, he is running, and that's a good sight to see. Again, just big contact there, Ben. This is big boy football.
Yeah, this is what you came. This is the admission price right here. This is what you want to see.
And that is another example of our defense taking it away. 2 catches by Malik Howard. They go to a different guy, and Jackson Rutledge just cleaned house, took care of business right there. Forced the fumble, and then Ryan Henry cleans it up, comes out of there with it. An Easter egg. He was holding it over his head, running back to the sideline.
Well, you got to see on that series right there how athletic Malik Howard is. He had a one-handed catch versus Bearden. Recently visited South Carolina and Texas A&M. 4-star recruit.
8:27 to go here in the first. Let's go down to Chris Hips. Chris, obviously not the sight you wanted to see post-recovery, but another opportunistic moment for the Rebel defense.
Yeah, I mean, what a hit there, though, by Jackson Rutledge. He, unfortunately for the receiver, he turned right into a slant, into a linebacker waiting. And, I mean, good way to separate the man from the ball. Big turnover for Maryville. Hopefully we can capitalize on the turnover like last week.
And that'll be the key here, Ben. Obviously, we're going to get some really good field position. We'll take over 1st and 10 from our own 42-yard line, working left to right, headed towards Cedar Street. But this is a momentum shift that you've got to capitalize on. So it'll be interesting to see if we go for the deep ball early, or do we just try to continue to work the offense and do what we know how to do.
Well, what I'm really impressed with the past couple of weeks, Coach Hendricks has done an exceptional job making adjustments with this offense, and that's what we talked about in the pregame show. They're able to stack points in the second quarter once they figure out the makeup of the defense.
There's a small pause in play there, so no missed action as they've now both gotten out. Oak Ridge on defense, Red Rebels on offense. Rebels will be in a small huddle. 8:27 to go here in the first quarter. Now they'll break it. Looks like Will Jones will go back to shotgun. Have Cohen Babley directly behind him. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Stacked up right side looks to be Jamerson. Now he's going to put Torrey Beaufort in orbit behind him. Now back out in the flat. Takes the shotgun snap, looks his way. Now he's going to flush it. He's going to get it to Cohen Babley. Cohen with the football is going to get ahead forward to the 45-yard line. It's going to be a pickup of 3 on the little flush play, 2nd and 7.
Well, the primary look was Beaufort out in the perimeter near the Maryville sidelines, but that star position by Wayne Gibson, he's acting as a spy on Beaufort. And once Will read that, he looked his secondary receiver, makes the pitch and catch there. Amane Bishop makes the tackle.
Looks like Torrey Beaufort, or no, that looks to be someone else. There is a Rebel down on the play. He's out on the far side close to the Oak Ridge sideline. Hippie, do you got a number on the down Rebel?
Yeah, it looks to be Cohen. I think he just got rolled up on that tackle from behind.
Okay, he's quickly up. Thanks, Hippie. He's quickly up and headed to the sideline. Ben, the temperatures are significantly different than they've been all year long. How much is that an impact to tonight's matchup?
Well, it's deceptive because you take these hits and your body's so cold you don't really feel the pain associated with the contact until after you get to the sidelines, and you start to realize with that adrenaline and when you start to warm up your body, man, I took a lot of impact.
So Cohen will check out, but he will walk on his own power, but he'll make it quickly to the sideline, get looked over by the medical staff. They do such a great job. He's in good hands for sure. Looks like Torrey Beaufort will go into the backfield. No, that looks to be Cam Porter in the backfield straight behind Will Jones. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Will's going to be in shotgun, 7 seconds on the play clock. Beaufort in motion left to right. He's going to look to uncork it. He's going to throw down left side. He's got a man. Julian Douglas is going to make the catch, but he is going to be out of bounds, Ben. Just tailed a little bit to the left. Julian makes the catch. Couldn't get a foot down.
He had a couple Wildcat defensive backs there in the back end. Number 10 was right there on the coverage, Williams, and he kind of forced him towards the sidelines, and he really made it difficult to catch that football.
7:42 to play here in the first quarter. 3rd and 7 after the incompletion. Couple good looks down the field, one good defensive play here on the close side hash, and one just a tail out to the sideline.
And you talk about Will Jones' completion percentage, 79% coming into the game. You know, those two right there, he wants those back.
Cam Porter stays in at running back. He'll be straight behind Will Jones. Torrey Beaufort, the lone man to the right side, two receivers to the left. They'll put Faust in motion left to right. We'll go over there with Torrey. Will takes the shotgun snap, looking his way. He's going to go for Faust. Faust makes the catch. And Faust needed 7, Ben. He got 8. First down, Rebels.
How about that young man right there? Tackled by Tyree Porter. Last week in the second series, he had 2 catches on 3rd down where he had to convert. Colton Faust comes up big time right there.
They'll punch it into Oak Ridge territory down to the Wildcat 47-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 Rebels. That's a Twin Cities certified first down.
225 yards receiving by Colton Faust coming into this game.
2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Cam Porter, his 3rd straight play at running back. Will Jones looks over the defense, play clock at 15. Takes the snap, play action. He's going to flip it to Faust again. Faust going to get the football, get across the 40-yard line, and power his way to the Oak Ridge 38. And looks like right at the sticks, Ben, a pickup of 9. 2nd and 1.
Good catch underneath there, and he works his way with his hips lower to number 6, Tyree Porter. Good leverage as he powered his way towards that first down marker.
Looks like he's going to get a breather. Looks like Grayson Myers will check in at the receiver position. He'll be out there with Julian Douglas to the right side of formation. Torrey Beaufort to the left. Cam Porter again at the running back slot after Cohen Babley exits after getting rolled up on. Continue to check on that at the sideline. Will Jones looks over the defense. He's going to take the shotgun snap. Flips it out to Beaufort. First down's made. He's going to get the footballs, cuts back inside, and he'll get inside the Oak Ridge 30-yard line down to the 29. 1st and 10 Rebels, a Twin City certified first down.
5-yard out route, and he juked out the first initial tackler, and Chavez Williams had to come take him down after he gained additional yard.
Wind continues to blow right to left on Jim Renfro. Looking to try to see if it's blowing on the field or just up at our level. Will Jones quickly gets his guys to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a tight set to the left, 2 receivers. Tight set to the right, 2 receivers. Beaufort and Douglas to the right side of this formation. Will Jones looks it over, takes the snap. Now he's going to play action to Cam Porter, rolls the pocket to the right. He's going to flip it to Beaufort out wide right. Beaufort spins. He's going to get across the 20-yard line and inside the Boyd Firm red zone down to the Oak Ridge 18-yard line. Another Twin City certified first down.
Good execution by Will Jones. He had a blitzer there back in the pocket, able to escape and evade that tackle. Throws it out in the perimeter, and what great playmaking ability by Torrey Beaufort.
Well, and good job by Cam Porter. As he had the play action, he also had the job of picking up the linebacker. Did a good job to allow Will to flush the pocket. 5:34 to play here in the first. Scoreless. Rebels on the move. Will Jones, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Cam Porter is behind him. He's going to put Beaufort in motion. And now back out in the flat. Play action, flips it out to Beaufort. Beaufort with the football, gets across the 15, and he is going to be spun down inside that 15, down to the Wildcat 13-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and 3.
He gets over to about the 19-yard line and then works his way towards the Oak Ridge sidelines, eventually taken down by number 10, Chavez Williams.
We're going to say a long 4. Maybe I was a little gracious with the spot. I called it from where he landed, not where he was down. 4:52 to go in the first. Rebels inside the red zone.
Well, if anything, I'm long for the ride.
Yeah, here you go. A little trifecta to the right side of the formation, 1 to the left. Faust back into the football game. It's going to be Cam Porter directly behind. Will Jones going to pull it down. Got a convoy. Will Jones going to get inside the 10, get the first down, and he's going to get down to the Oak Ridge 7-yard line. It'll set up 1st and 10 Red Rebels.
Again on the tackles, number 10, Chavez Williams. Will Jones averaging 8.8 yards per carry, and don't forget he ripped off that 74-yarder against Farragut.
Yeah, design quarterback run, kind of a student body ride, if you will, and he had a convoy of a lot of good people. Good job by Oak Ridge to kind of cut in there and find him, but good job blocking downfield to get the first down and set up 1st and goal. 4:14 to play in the first. Beaufort and Douglas will be to the left. Faust will be to the right of the formation. Cam Porter straight behind Will Jones in shotgun. Will's going to put Jamerson out, tries to the left. He's going to hand it to Porter. No, Will's got the football. Will's going to spread left. He's going to juke a man out. Gets to the 5-yard line. Gets to the pylon. Touchdown, Rebels.
Yo ho, yo ho, yo ho.
A Cinco to touchdown right there. Will Jones found the end zone.
Well, it all started with that block out there in the perimeter at Beaufort. He walls up the defender, and that opens up the route to the pylon. Big touchdown for the Red Rebels.
Well, and Oak Ridge knew it was coming the whole way. There was 3, 4, call it 5 Oak Ridge Wildcats that saw Will Jones with the football, but none were willing to commit upfield, and Will kept stretching it until the angle was no good. Found the pylon and changed the Denso scoreboard.
So many personnel on that drive. Faust making a couple big catches. Well, how about Beaufort on a couple routes there, and then the rushing touchdown there by Will Jones.
Looks like new holder. It will be, I think that's number 16 to hold, but Jamerson is true to form, up and good. And with 3:53 to go here in this first quarter of play, the Red Rebels take the lead 7-0 over the Oak Ridge Wildcats. You're listening to the Junk Be Gone Game of the Week on 95.7 Duke FM.
Looking for your next flavor obsession? Say hello to REO Cheese Wagon, Maryville's gourmet grilled cheese legend and Taste of a Blunt award winner. Catch their food truck 7 days a week or swing by the cafe Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. and Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 429 West Broadway for the perfect breakfast, brunch, or lunchtime hangout. Sip on locally loved coffee and specialty teas, and don't miss their new community event space, ready for your next gathering. Follow the Cheesy Magic on socials or visit reocheesewagon.com, where dreams are grilled to perfection.
And welcome back to Skeeter Shield Stadium for the Junk Be Gone Game of the Week, 95.7 Duke FM. Got a little update at the break, Ben. 7-0 in favor of the Red Rebels, but looks like Cohen Babley's night is done. His jersey's off, shoulder pads off. He's got an upper body injury, not sure as to the extent. He is walking around. Wish him all the best. But on senior night, you just hate that for Cohen.
I hate it for Cohen. Such a dynamic player and a great teammate, good leader for this football team. He'll get better.
But Will Elder was the holder in there. He will step in and take the reins of that position. But looks like Colin Stringer, true to form, out and through. It will be a touchback. Oak Ridge brings it out to their own 20-yard line.
That's the 40th kick of the year into the end zone by Stringer.
Yeah, he is dynamic to say the least. He did have the benefit of the flag hanging straight down on that kick. It wasn't in his face, but it was going to probably go to the end zone regardless. But so Oak Ridge, again, unable to stop the Red Rebels, so they're coming out here in a hostile environment, down 7 points. How big does the aggression change for Oak Ridge?
I think they continue with their game plan. I mean, everything was working. The passes across the middle. It's just unfortunate on that crossing route, jarred the ball loose, and fumble recovery by Henry.
They're going to put Jimerson in motion left to right. Stansberry takes the shotgun pass. It's going to be play action, the sweep, and then he actually gives it to him. And looks like number 4, Wayne Gibson, he's going to want a gift receipt. He wants to return that one. Lost yardage in the backfield. Going to lose 3. It'll be 2nd and 13.
Well, he thought he escaped Max Sear and eventually was cleaned up there by Mason Ball, number 20.
3:33 to go here in the first. 1st and 10 turns 2nd and 13. Gibson will stay the running back. He'll be to the left hip pocket of Stansberry. And looks like they're moving receivers everywhere, Ben. Now they'll have 2 and 2 once they get set. Rebels look to be in their base defense. Stansberry looks over the defense, takes the shotgun snap. 2-step, looks to throw across the middle. That's going to be Jimerson, and Chase Tucker was right there on the defense. Kind of had a better look at that football, Ben. They're lucky it wasn't picked off by Chase.
In cover 2 there in zone coverage, and Chase Tucker does a really good job of not committing to the wide receiver out in the perimeter, staying home, and he gets his hands out, swats that ball away.
Good to see Jackson Rutledge back out there at his traditional linebacker spot. So again, Red Rebel got dinged up early, but he is back into the game. It is 3rd and 13 upcoming. Big down for Oak Ridge, but a big down for the Rebel defense. Looks like Wayne Gibson will flip to the right hip pocket of Stansberry. He'll take the shotgun snap. He's going to look to throw. He's going to throw across his body. Intended for Oak Ridge, nearly picked off by Bryson Barrett. Looks like intended receiver was number 23, Josiah McClure, the 5'9", 156-pound freshman, and lucky it wasn't going the other way.
Just a comeback route, hits him square in the shoulder pads and goes up in the air. It flubbed a little bit there. Colton Faust, or Barrett almost recovered the ball.
Yeah, comeback almost up and went. As Chase Tucker, Bryson Barrett, everybody in the area to pick that one off. So it will be punt formation for Oak Ridge. Looks like punting this one away will be number 15, Eli Pearson, 6'1", 155-pound senior. He will tow this one away. Looks like Torrey Beaufort's going to get a look at it. He'll get across midfield. He's going to turn the Jets on. He's going to get across the 35-30. He's going to bowl over a Wildcat at the 25, and he's going to give the Red Rebels a 1st and 10 at the Wildcat 22-yard line. Great return and set up shop on the doorstep of the Boyd Firm red zone.
Well, there's one thing you don't give a human joystick, and that's green grass. And when he received that punt, he had about 10 yards of it and took advantage of it. Scampered all the way in between the hash, eventually taking down number 11, Washington.
30-yard return on the punt from Oak Ridge. And so Will Jones quickly back out there. Again, Rebels lead 7-0, 2:45 to go in the first quarter. Cam Porter will be in at the running back position. Again, Cohen Babley's night done after getting rolled up on after a nice gain on a previous drive. Will Jones takes the shotgun snap. He's going to hand it to Cam Porter. Cam is going to fight his way for yardage. He got hit at the initial line of scrimmage, pushed forward, spun out of it, ended up with 2 yards. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Yeah, Walters in on initial contact on that inside zone run, and the tackle was made pretty high. Walters is an impressive player off the edge there. 2 forced fumbles on the year, 2 fumble recoveries, 7 tackles for loss, leads the team.
Clock continues to move. 2:17 to go in the first quarter. Rebels lead 7-0. Ball sits at the 21-yard line of Oak Ridge. They'll break a small huddle. 2 receivers to either side. Cam Porter directly behind Will Jones. Stack set to the right, Beaufort and Douglas. They're going to look it over, and I think Coach Hunt may want to talk a little bit. Looks like it's going to be a timeout by the Red Rebels. Let's take one with them. A Lee Franks of Volunteer Home Mortgage timeout. You're listening to the Junk Be Gone Game of the Week on 95.7 Duke FM. 7-0 in favor of the Rebels. We'll be right back.
For over 40 years, Roger L. Newman Company Heating and Cooling has been East Tennessee's trusted name in comfort. Right now, get up to $800 in rebates on high-efficiency heat pumps, plus 60 months of 0% interest financing. Want year-round peace of mind? Join their Service Plus Maintenance program for priority service and exclusive repair discounts. Call 865-982-5446. That's 865-982-5446. Or visit RogerLNewmanCompany.com. Roger L. Newman Company. Locally owned, quality driven. That's 865-982-5446.
I love this American ride. Gotta love this American.
And welcome back to the Junk Be Gone Game of the Week, 95.7 Duke FM. 7-0 in favor of the Red Rebels. Been timeout by the Red Rebels, and it's going to bring up 2nd and a long 8, short 9.
All started with that exciting punt return by Beaufort for 30-plus yards. Really set us up in good field position.
Yeah, and again, I think the timeout was they saw something, didn't want to give up the 2nd down play there, and so they just wanted to talk about it a little bit. I think just with the different conditions tonight, it's about being intentional with everything. Looks like coming out of the timeout, Cam Porter will be to the right hip pocket of Will Jones, who stays in shotgun, but a tight set otherwise. Now they're going to look to get the sweep play. Now it's going to be a throwback pass to Will Jones. Will Jones at the 20, 15, 10, 5, and does he get the end zone? Touchdown! Yeah, they said he did, Ben. What a play. Will Jones, 2 touchdowns.
All gas and no brakes, baby.
Well, Torrey Beaufort, he's thrown the ball twice in 2025, both to Will Jones, both touchdowns.
Well, it looked like a run play, and then it ends up being a pass play. It kind of reminded me of Ty and Caddyshack. A flute with no holes is not a flute. A donut with no holes is a Danish.
Yep. And Will Elder is going to get out there to hold this extra point. What a play out of a timeout to bring that wrinkle to the surface. And Torrey Beaufort, the wholesale switch, basically brought Oak Ridge to the right side of the formation. And Will Jones and Hudson Jamerson only ones to the left. Will Elder with a great hold. Jamerson up with a good kick. And at 1:50 to go here in the first quarter of play, Rebels extend the lead on the Denso scoreboard, 14-0 over the Oak Ridge Wildcats. You're listening on 95.7 Duke FM. Whether it's Friday Night Lights or Saturday Showdowns, Blount County knows that Windy City Grill is your game time headquarters for big time flavor with a Chi-Town twist. Stop by and fuel up with their top shelf wings, burgers, Chicago-style dogs, or that mouth-watering Italian beef sandwich. Bring the whole crew out to 2641 US 411. Proud supporters of Maryville High School athletics. That's Windy City Grill, a taste of Chicago with a little Southern charm.
Broadcasting from the HEP Electrical Studios, we want to be your electrician. We're WDKW, Maryville, Knoxville, 95.7, Duke FM. Your home for Maryville Red Rebel Athletics.
Run like a rebel, run like a rebel.
And welcome back to Maryville High School's Skeeter Shield Stadium and the Junk Be Gone Game of the Week, where the Red Rebels lead 14-0 over the Oak Ridge Wildcats here on senior night. Two different series, two different same result. Will Jones finds the left side pylon for 6 additional points. Been just a fun play to watch kind of develop, but Will Jones turns running back when he gets the ball in his hands. Just a fun play to watch.
And he's got great vision to the end zone, making his way down the sidelines and punching it into the end zone. But, you know, that drive right there was predicated on how well they're playing back in the secondary. Bryson Barrett made a nice play in the previous defensive series. Chase Tucker got a hand on the football, and they've really been generating turnovers over the past couple weeks. Barrett Smith and company have been really causing fits on these quarterbacks.
Yeah, the previous drive, just for clearance, is 2 plays, 22 yards, 55 seconds, time of possession. 1 run, 1 throw, very balanced. Stansberry comes out with a 2-touchdown hole to dig out of. He's going to hand it to his running back, Wayne Gibson. Wayne Gibson's going to go straight ahead forward, maybe pick up a yard, and he will be pushed back. So it'll be 2nd and 9. He wants a little late hit, unnecessary roughness. It's 6A football.
Yeah, number 20, great job, Mason Ball, on his gap assignment. He runs downhill and makes that tackle for only a gain of 1 yard.
It will be 2nd and 9 next time by. Again, Oak Ridge working toward the Don Story Athletic Center, wind to his back. Just want to give a shout out to the Rebel faithful, a full homestand here. And a good shout out to Oak Ridge's faithful as well. They've brought a great contingency over here. Stansberry's going to roll the pocket to the right. He is going to make the catch. He's going to make the pass and catch to number 11. That's Adam Washington. He is a 5'11", 172-pound senior who toe-tapped the sideline, but not enough for a first down. It'll bring up 3rd and 4.
Yeah, good play call right there for Oak Ridge. Bryson Barrett was on man coverage, and Andrew Smith comes down in a zone coverage on that inverted area, and that was his responsibility, but incomplete pass, or complete pass.
Well, and again, just short of the sticks is the important part. It sets up 3rd and 4. Stansberry's going to look over the defense. Wanted the hard count. Not going to get it. Looks like some new defensive front in there. Looks like Prigmore's in at the nose tackle position. Ryan Henry to his right. Stansberry's going to flip Wayne Gibson to his right. Now he flips it out to the receiver for Oak Ridge, and they're going to say he gets near the necessary yardage. Let's see if they give him the first down. I think that was Washington again. Number 11 with the catch again. Needed 4, Ben. They say he got 4. First down, Oak Ridge.
Chase Tucker, number 14, in on the tackle for the Red Rebels.
Well, good job by Washington. He got that football and got north and south in a hurry. We had good closing speed, but he already was at the sticks when we got there.
Yeah, and he's a guy who's been making plays defensively, and on the offensive side of the ball, you get to see a little bit of his athleticism.
Oak Ridge is going to have 2 receivers to the left side formation. Stacked up Malik Howard to the left. Watch number 3 in white. And Wayne Gibson will be to the left hip pocket of Stansberry. He's going to take the snap, hands it to Wayne Gibson. The running back tries to go right guard, and he will land at left guard.
Post-snap RPO there. He saw Dax Cole coming downhill. He wanted to hold on to the football and make a pass. Couldn't take back the handoff. Good tackle by Dax Cole.
Under a minute to play here in the first quarter, 41 seconds to be exact. It'll be 2nd and 8 upcoming for Oak Ridge as they exercise on their own 32-yard line. Trips to the left. Malik Howard flipped to the right side of this formation, stacked up at tight end. Again, he's the 6'4", 231-pound junior who usually takes Saturday trips to D1 colleges. Wayne Gibson will be to the left hip of Stansberry, who looks over the defense, takes the snap. Going to look left the whole way, now back right. He's going to look to throw to Malik Howard. He's going to throw it number 3, and it is going to be incomplete. And looks like the flag's going to come out. Malik Howard landed out of bounds. Hippie, did they get us for the PI?
Yeah, I thought the ball was uncatchable, but I think they got our safety over the top. Just a little contact before the ball got there.
Hippie thanks that penalty explanation brought to you by Underground Connection, Inc. That is going to net the Oak Ridge Wildcats a first down, gets them near midfield. But I'll tell you, Ben, that was a great matchup. Andrew Smith, 6'3", 200 pounds against 6'4", 231.
Well, the rent is due, and the landlord is collecting early on that one. The side judge over there by the sidelines didn't have a great angle there to see if that was a catchable pass, but he's the one responsible for throwing the flag. After
the penalty is assessed, the Oak Ridge Wildcats will be at their own 47-yard line, 1st and 10. 7.7 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Possibly the final play of this first quarter.
And that was one of Hippie's keys to the game, clean up those penalties.
Stansberry will move Gibson to his right hip. Now 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Stansberry pulls it down, calls his own number. He's going to run into his offensive lineman, and he will fall backwards, and he'll lose a yard, 2nd and 11.
Just runs into an all-out wall of Red Rebels, and the charge was led by 99 Mason Heltzel.
That will be the final play of the first quarter. We'll flip field, take a quick break, and listen to some great sponsors. When we come back, the end of quarter stats brought to you by His Ground LLC with end of 1, 14 for the Red Rebels, 0 for the Oak Ridge Wildcats. You're listening to Rebel Radio on 95.7 Duke FM.
Maryville Top Shop is your local source for just about every countertop you can imagine. You must see their new 12,000 square foot indoor slab warehouse to believe it. Maryville Top Shop is your one-stop shop. Get everything you need for the install. An East Tennessee leader in making your dream kitchen and baths a reality. Multi-generational and family-owned since 1986 with a dedicated team of design experts to guide you through your personalized experience. Discover Top Shop before you buy anywhere else. You'll be glad you did. Visit MaryvilleTopShop.com. Proudly offering well-worn cabinets.
Get low when the whistle go.
And welcome back to the Junk Be Gone Game of the Week, 95.7 Duke FM. I'm Wayne Kaiser alongside Ben Metz. At the end of 1, 14-0 in favor of the Red Rebels. Looking at end of quarter stats brought to you by His Ground LLC. Through 1 quarter, 15 total plays for the Red Rebels, 92 total yards of offense. 5 for 14 in the rushing category, 8 of 10 passing for 78 yards. If you look at Oak Ridge, 11 total plays for 35 yards, 4 for -1 on the ground, 5 of 7 passing for 36 yards. That's brought to you by His Ground LLC.
-1 rushing yard in the first quarter. Just that Red Rebel front just picking up where they left off from the previous week, forcing Oak Ridge to become one-dimensional.
Looks like they're having a little bit of technology issues there, so they're talking through that. Do want to look at the individual stats. If you're just joining us, Cohen Babley did get rolled up in the first quarter. He is done for the night, so it will be Cam Porter, Brenton Campbell, Torrey Beaufort, and company in that running back spot moving forward. But at the end of 1, Will Jones leads the rushing category, 2 for 12 and a touchdown. Cohen had 2 carries for a yard. Cam Porter 1 for 1. And then Torrey Beaufort 3 for 26 in the receiving category, leads the way there. Will Jones 1 for 21 and a touchdown receiving. Colton Faust 2 for 17. Julian Douglas 1 for 11. Cohen Babley 1 for 3.
And one other notable about those 2 catches for 17 yards by Faust, those were on 3rd down and long. We had to get that down, and Colton Faust really stepped up as a leader for this football team, and that led to the first score of the game for the Red Rebels.
Well, and you talk about it, Colton Faust last year, Mr. Dependable, kind of the go-to guy for Will Jones. Very much a broader toolbox here this year, but he still has it. He still is the go-to guy, and on 2 really big plays, Will Jones looked for number 6. Clock set to 12 minutes now. Oak Ridge is flipped. They are now working left or right on Jim Renfro, so they'll head towards Cedar Street. It was a happy path for the Red Rebels in quarter number 1. Stansberry will have an empty backfield, 3 to the left, 2 to the right. He'll look to flip it out in the flat. Jimerson with the catch. He is going to get ahead forward, gets through the first line of defense, but not the second. He'll pick up, looks maybe a yard. No, they're going to say he lost a yard, Ben. It'll be 3rd and 11.
Yeah, initial contact behind the sticks was by Jackson Rutledge. That slowed him up enough for Max Sear to clean up the tackle. 11:34 left to go here in the second quarter.
14-0 in favor of the Red Rebels here on senior night. Again, a great group of seniors. 95 yards of Red Rebels pregame between cheer, dance, football, and managers and athletic staff. Stansberry will break a small huddle. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Wayne Gibson to his right hip. He's going to take a 3-5-step drop, flushes the pocket. We're going to get to him, and he is going to throw it into the Rebel sideline, but it will not get to back to the original line of scrimmage. Hippie flag on the play. I think they got him for grounding.
Yeah, it's got to be intentional grounding. Like you said, the ball never crossed the line, and he didn't even get out of the tackle box.
And that will be double dose there for Blaine Stansberry, as it will be a personal foul, lost yardage, but it's a loss of down play as well, Ben, so it'll turn 4th down, and they'll have to punt this back to the Rebels.
Well, he ran into a real problem there with number 52, Ryan Henry, coming up the middle, and then number 11, Max Sear, coming from the outside edge there. Typically, they teach you to step up in the pocket, but he had nowhere to go. Just took too long to get rid of the football.
Well, I think our defensive front had pushed their offensive line back. He couldn't step up in the pocket. He'd run into his own man. So, yeah, just great all-around defense there. And, yeah, Max Sear finally just hit the gas to get to him, and he just chucked it into the Rebel sideline right in front of the judge. And the flag came out for sure. That penalty explanation is brought to you by Underground Connection, Inc., and that will be another Delosier Auction Company defensive stop. What do you got, Hippie?
Yeah, so loss of down is from the spot where he threw it, so it's 5 yards from the spot he threw it.
Well, Torrey Beaufort stands in his own territory at the Rebel 45-yard line. Maybe another chance to return one. Punt will be away. That will be Pearson. No fair catch called for, as it's going to bounce in front of Torrey Beaufort, not near the big return man. He'll take a Rebel bounce into Oak Ridge territory, come to rest at the Wildcat 46-yard line, where Rebels will take over 1st and 10.
Took a dangerous bounce back towards the 50-yard line. Bryson Barrett was in the area and had the wherewithal to get out of the way, not touch a football.
Yeah, had to play his best hot potato to try to get out of the way of that one. 10:52 to go here in the first half. Rebels lead 14-0. Back on offense. Rebels out there quickly. They'll look to the sideline. Will Jones delivers the play. Will Jones will have Cam Porter directly behind him, 3 receivers to the left, and stacked up Jamerson to the right. Will looks it over, looking for the hard count. Moves Julian Douglas left to right. Now he's going to hand it to Cam. Cam's going to try to get free, and he is actually going to keep it. I got faked out by that one, Ben. Cam Porter found a seam, and Will Jones still had the football. He went around right in, picked up about 3 yards. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Well, we talk about how instinctive Will Jones is and how decisive he is on those post-snap reads, and he does an excellent job debunking the defensive front and us, as a matter of fact, but get some positive yardage out there.
Well, here's the thing. It's good when he actually does fake somebody. That's the plan.
Yeah.
10:20 to go here in the first half. 2nd and a long 7, short 8. Looks like checking into the game is going to be Grayson Myers. At receiver, Will Jones looks it over. Kind of make a small update, cleans his hands. He'll look for the shotgun snap. Play clock's at 7. Takes the snap. Now he's going to hand it to Cam. Cam's going to get left. He's going to find the seam, gets across the Wildcat 40-yard line, down to the Wildcat 39. 2nd and 8, turns 3rd and 3.
Rebels able to set the edge there and allow that gap to open up. Good blocking downfield by number 6 there. Opens up that gap. Caden Stewart makes the tackle.
Looks like we'll have 2 tight ends this next time by. Jamerson and Max Sear into the football game. Grayson Myers checks out. 9:32 to play in the first half. Rebels lead 14-0.
A lot of the success of that run was Colton Faust coming down and doing that blocking underneath.
Maybe 2 looks at this one, Ben, kind of in that no man's land. I think Rebels won it in 1. Real tight formation to both sides. 2 receivers. Going to have Cam Porter to the right hip of Will Jones. Will's going to put Beaufort in motion. A little pitch play, and Beaufort's got the first down. He's got a little bit more. He's going to get inside the Oak Ridge 35, down to the Oak Ridge 32. It's going to be first down yardage and more. Torrey Beaufort.
Yeah, difficult to see who made the tackle there because he jumps up in the air. It had to be a shoestring tackle by 33, Amani Bishop.
That's going to be a pickup of 7 yards, needed 3, so an additional 4 yards will set up the next first down, a Twin Cities certified first down at the Oak Ridge 32. 8:45 to play in this first half. Oak Ridge kind of hands on the hip early in this football game. They'll break a small huddle. Will Jones will put Cam Porter straight behind him, kind of more traditional for tonight's matchup. One receiver to the left, little bunch package to the right side. Two receivers, Beaufort out wide right. Will Jones saw something, play clock's at 1, and looks like Coach Hunt had to get down there, get the timeout in, and get kind of the clock stopped to not take some negative yardage.
Well, you talked about the hands on the hip. The last two offensive series for Oak Ridge, you had a 3 and out, then you had a 4 and out, just not staying out on the field long enough to give that defense a rest.
Hippie, what was going on there? Obviously, a lot was kind of trying to be developed, but couldn't get the play clock, get it before the play clock expired.
Yeah, we were trying to move around a couple guys to get some motion going. Unfortunately, like you said, the play clock just got too low, had to burn a timeout.
And Hippie, I don't know what club you're in, but it sounds good down there, buddy.
I'm with the dance team down here.
There you go. It's 1st and 10. I didn't know the song, but it had a good beat.
Yeah, it's a night at the Roxbury, huh?
yeah. Emilio. 8:20 to go here in the first half. Looking over at the total stats, 13 total plays by Oak Ridge, 16 yards of offense. Red Rebels over 100 yards that last play, 18 total plays for 106.
Getting some opportunities in that third phase of the game on special teams to create good field position by the Red Rebels.
Yeah, I think Oak Ridge is doing a good job kind of playing both sides, playing the run, playing the pass, but I think the balance is about to shift. We'll see if it's this next time play. Small huddle coming out of the timeout. That was a Lee Franks of Volunteer Home Mortgage timeout. We stayed right here at Skeeter Shield Stadium. Same formation, two receivers to the left. Beaufort will be wide right. Jones cleans his hands. Now look over the defense. Oak Ridge is going to shift on the defensive front. We'll see if that makes a change for us. Will looks it over. Takes the shotgun snap. Now he's going to play action. He's going to flip it out to Hudson Jamerson. Jamerson's going to make the catch and drag an Oak Ridge Wildcat for 3, 4, call it 5 yards. And that will be 5-yard pickup on the catch and run. And it'll be 2nd and 5.
Well, you talk about the physicality of Hudson Jamerson and how reliable he is on those short routes. And right there, he makes a nice catch and just powers his way for a couple additional yards. Williams on the tackle.
Well, and I think that's the soccer player lower leg strength right there. They had one leg completely tied up, and he just jumped and basically clawed his way for 3 additional yards.
6'2", 220 pounds.
2nd and 5 upcoming. Will Jones wanted to flip the running back, and looks like they're talking it over. Cam Porter's now going to be to the left hip pocket. Torrey Beaufort went in motion and then went back. Another shift by Oak Ridge. Now here comes Beaufort. He's going to take the snap, and looks like Will's going to pull it down. Calls his own number, gets the first down and more. Gets inside the 15, or gets inside the 20. Call it down to the 16. And that will be another Twin City certified first down inside the Boyd Firm red zone.
Really good job with the misdirection on that play. They saw the defensive alignment, and then he works his way in between the hash. Good run. Caden Stewart makes the tackle.
12-yard pickup by the design quarterback keeper, Will Jones, the leading rusher here tonight in the first half. Small huddle, they'll break it. Pushes Torrey Beaufort to the right. The other two receivers to the left. Stacks Jamerson up to the left. Cam Porter will be directly behind Will Jones. Just kind of a standard set for Oak Ridge, not really showing much pressure. Will Jones takes the snap. He's going to hand to Cam Porter. Cam's going to get through the line. He is going to get across the 10, and he is going to get down to the 11-yard line. Cam Porter's going to pick up 8, call it 9. On first down, it'll be 2nd and 1.
Counter play, works his way towards the right hash after he gets past that first level. When he got to the second level, tackle was made Tyree Porter.
They will say knee down at the 7, so it'll be 2nd and a long one, short 2.
Got a manageable distance here.
6:10 to play in the first half. They've had more small huddles, but they're just kind of changing the formation each time. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Cam Porter staying straight away. Will Jones looks it over. He's going to look left now, back across the defense. Takes the shotgun snap, play action. Now he's going to flip it out wide right. Will get the first down, not the touchdown, as he will be pushed out of bounds at the 2-yard line. That's Colton Faust.
Nice catch by Colton Faust. He works his way right towards the goal line and eventually chased out of bounds by number 23, Josiah McClure.
5-yard pitch and catch. Will Jones to Colton Faust, which will set up what I would expect. Yep, here comes Dax Cole, the Dax Pack. Again, if you're just joining us, want to know what a Dax Pack is, it's a heavy package where Dax Cole, the leading tackler, big boy linebacker, turns running back.
Yeah, let's not forget Wyatt Wilbur's in there. You've got incredible personnel here.
Will Jones under center, Dax Cole directly behind him. They're actually going to give it to Cam Porter, and it looks like, no, they're going to let Dax have it. Dax is going to go in. Dax Pack engage, and touchdown Rebels.
Punch it in, big fella.
And what a play. Yeah, really kind of deception there. Dax was the up man, and they did the little inside-out hand, and Dax Cole just bowls over Oak Ridge. They knew it before we knew it, Ben. 5:41 to go in this first half, and the Rebels extend the lead to 20-0.
Excellent execution there. Like I said, prior to the snap, the personnel was there. When you bring in Wyatt Wilbur, Dax Cole, and you're going up right behind Brody Smith there, it's difficult not to get that push.
Well, and talk about Cam Porter. He's another big back. He's 6 foot, 190 pounds, a senior. He's built to kind of clear the way. Will Elder will hold, and Hudson Jamerson will attempt. High snap, he's going to get it down. Jamerson will kick it up, and true. And with 5:41 to go here in the second quarter of play, Rebels have their third El Jimador touchdown and lead the Oak Ridge Wildcats 21-0. You're listening on Rebel Radio 95.7 Duke FM.
Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply with all the tools and equipment you could need for your lawn care. It's time to plan for fall, and their staff has the knowledge to get you the right products for your lawn, including proven turfgrass technology, tall fescue blend, custom organic blends, and more. And don't forget that fall fertilizer. When it comes time to cut that new lawn, Dickens Supply has the top brands you trust, including Wright Mowers, Echo, Ferris Mowers, and Red Max Power Equipment. Use what the pros use. Shop Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply in Knoxville, Maryville, and Dickens' new location on Emory Road in Powell. Online at DickensSupply.com.
Our roads lead to another road. Marin, engage, rebels, and roll. Oh, come on.
And welcome back to Maryville High School, Skeeter Shield Stadium, Jim Renfro Field for the Junk Be Gone Game of the Week. For the Red Rebels, lead 21-0 over Oak Ridge. 5:41 to go in the half, Ben. Just really 3 methodical drives, pinned up by really good defense that gave us great field position, but a lot of different formations, a lot of different inside out that led to a Dax Pack touchdown right there.
Yeah, and you're seeing the nitty-gritty guys, right? Like Hudson Jamerson making some big plays to set up a good drive, or Colton Faust making those plays to get them within that touchdown distance, and then Dax Cole cleaning it up with that big pound and run there.
Yeah, just a really good look right here. Obviously, Hippie's down on the sideline. Been with the dance team. We'll see if he's still there. Hippie, how's the sideline? It's got to be jacked right now.
Yeah, I hear the music down here, but yeah, the excitement's down here. Big run there by Cam to get in the end zone. He told me just a while ago on the sideline, I got some. I told him, he said he's going to pick up Colin. He said, Colin, don't worry, I got you, buddy.
Well, and I think this is a big game. Obviously, we hate that Colin Babley got dinged up early in this game. Again, hoping that it's just kind of a stinger, kind of one of those things that he's going to be able to recover in this season from. But again, Cam Porter's bided his time. He had a collarbone issue early in the season, got back, and really has been a great teammate, has worked really hard. And tonight on senior night, he's got his opportunity to go make something happen.
Well, he had 2 really good runs there on that drive, and one of those was inside the 15 on the counter. He worked his way to the second level and just 1 tackle away from punching it in the end zone.
Looks like Colin Stringer will kick right to left, deep for Oak Ridge. Maybe his decoration. It's going to be some of their speedier guys. Number 6, Tyree Porter, will watch it sail over his head and into the end zone. Touchback. And that's, I believe that's 4 for 4 for Mr. Colin Stringer.
Well, I'll tell you what, he keeps booming kicks like that. We're going to have to move that fence back behind the end zone.
Well, or put a new roof on Don Story, either one. For sure. He's doing a great job, though. And Ben, I don't know. I'm not a kicker. It's a question for Coach Emery. But in cold weather, does that help kickers? I mean, obviously it probably hurts more, but can you put more air on a football in cold weather?
That's a good question. Most players say that the ball seems to be harder, so you would think that it would just feel more less dense, I guess, best way to put it.
Yeah, in long and short, we don't know. Right?
Yeah, right, yeah.
Okay, Blaine Stansberry's out there. He'll take the shotgun pass or shotgun snap. He's going to hand it to Wayne Gibson. He's going to fight ahead forward. Gibson's going to get one, call it two, and it will be 2nd and 8 next time by.
Good job on the edge there. 44, Wyatt Wilbur gets credited for the tackle. Short gain there.
When, again, had to kind of tackle him from the front side. We had him right where the jersey says Oak Ridge. Good job by our defensive guys not letting the hand slip and getting to the face mask. Thought it was a good tackle there. They're gonna kind of move up, and looks like they're gonna give him more than 2 yards. Gave him 4 on the play, so maybe just forward progress kept going. Stansberry's gonna have trips to the left, 1 to the right. Stansberry takes the snap. Now he's going to quickly hand it to Gibson. Wyatt Wilbur says yo-ho, puts a saddle on Wayne Gibson and rides him down.
Wyatt Wilbur goes, "Suck, choppy bird, baby."
Yeah, the cowboy collar said yeehaw on that one. He jumped on Wayne Gibson's back and took him for a ride. It's going to be a 2-yard loss on that one. So I was just 1 play off, Ben. Now 3rd and 8.
Well, he set the tone on the previous tackle, and right there he does a crossing move on the right tackle and works his way into the backfield and just tears apart the running back.
They keep do-si-do in that football. What was 3rd and 8's now 3rd and 7.
Want to give a quick shout out to Kevin White and his crew tonight. They do an excellent job. The graphics that you are seeing on TV, fabulous.
Yeah, if you're watching on NFHS, happy Halloween. And of course, great job by the AV crew here at Maryville High School. But looks like Blaine Stansberry is going to get the pocket flushed, and he is going to throw it downfield. Wanted number 9, Jarrell Jimerson, and he tries to do his best OBJ, but it will be wide left, incomplete.
Had some cushion out there in the perimeter on that deep out route. Just a poorly thrown pass out towards the Oak Ridge sideline.
Well, not without a bunch of upfield pressure by the Red Rebels to force Stansberry to release it. But 3rd and 7 turns 4th and 7. And so it will be another Delosier Auction Company defensive stop. Eli Pearson will be in pump formation. High snap, but Pearson will take it, and it will be a high but not very long kick. And it will take an Oak Ridge bounce inside the Rebel 35. And they're going to try to blow and wave it on. And it will come to rest at the Rebel 31-yard line, where the Rebel offense will take over 1st and 10.
Yeah, and with 3:51 left to go here in the half, I can tell you right now that Wildcat defense wants to get in the locker room. This is the 3rd time that they're coming back on the field on short rest.
Well, and again, they did defer to open the game, so they do get the football back to open the second half. But Rebels have made a ton of hay in the closing minutes of the first half. Last week, it took just 1 second to add 7 additional points, and so you give them 3:51. This may not be the only time the Rebels see the football before the half is in.
It's always fun to watch Coach Adam Hendricks and Coach Derek Hunt open up the playbook towards the end of half.
2 receivers to either side. Will Jones stays in that traditional shotgun. Cam Porter will be straight away behind him. 3 down linemen for Oak Ridge. He's going to look over that defense. Looks like pressure from the left side. Will takes the shotgun snap, flips it out. He's going to get it to Julian Douglas. He's going to fight off the defender, and he's going to pick up nice yardage. We're going to say pickup of, looks to be 5, maybe 6. We'll call it 6 on 1st down, 2nd and 4.
Good execution on the comeback route. Had plenty of cushion over there. Didn't want to give up the big play. Number 23, Josiah McClure, makes the tackle.
We'll stop and go wind here at Jim Renfro Field. It'll kind of stop for a few minutes, but as the Rebels get out here on offense, it is to Will Jones's back. Cam Ward stays in at running back straight away. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, stacked up, tight end to the right side of the formation. Will Jones looks it over. Play clock's at 12. He's going to step back, cleans his hands. He'll take the low snap. He's going to look right, throws right. Intended, that's going to be, I think that's going to be Torrey Beaufort. Needed 4 yards, Ben. They're going to say he got 6. That's going to be another Twin City certified first down. Good pass and catch. Torrey got out of bounds.
Yeah, Torrey gets to the first down marker, does a quick hitch route there, and number 33 comes out of his zone position at backer. That's Amane Bishop on the tackle.
Ball set at the Rebel 43-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. 2:55 to go here in this first half. Rebels lead 21-0. You look at it, they've got 25 offensive plays, 150 yards of offense. That's 11 run plays for 49, and 12 of 14 passing for 101 passing yards. Will Jones. Will in shotgun's going to put a man in motion. That's Julian Douglas right to left. Now they're going to hand it off to Porter. Porter's going to get left. He's going to get free. Gets across the midfield stripe, fights and drives, and gets into Oak Ridge territory down to the Wildcat 45-yard line.
Great run there by Cam Porter. He gets to the second and then eventually the third level. Eventually tackle made by Porter, number 6.
12-yard pickup. Porter took down Cam Porter, and Cam Porter picks up another Twin City certified first down.
Well, you get to see how he can change directions and make a tenacious run as soon as he splits past the 50.
What I love is he doesn't second guess his opportunity to find the seam. When he finds the north and south lane, he hits it very hard, gets the first down. Beaufort's going to go in orbit right to left, now back out in the flat. Looks like they're going to hand it to Porter again. Straightaway give, just a halfback dive. He's going to pick up 4 more yards and get down to the Wildcat 41-yard line.
Yeah, that misdirection was to try and clear out those linebackers in between the hash. J.T. Gormley stays where he is assigned and makes the tackle for the Wildcats.
1:54 to play in the half. Rebels lead 21-0. They look at a 2nd and 6 upcoming. 2 receivers to the right, Torrey Beaufort to the left. Cam Porter straight away behind Will Jones, who stands in shotgun. Looks like not a ton of deep pressure from Oak Ridge. They're going to hand it to Porter again. Porter's going to get across the 40. He's going to get near the 30-yard line, and they'll say inside the 30, down at the 29, but not before another Twin City certified first down.
Just wearing down this defense as he does an outside zone run there. Tackle made, number 10, Kavez Williams.
1:23 to play in the half. Fresh set of downs. Twin City certified first down. Next time they will be inside the Boyd Firm red zone, staring straight at the Don Story Athletic Center.
Red Rebels have 1 timeout left.
2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Stacked up Max Sear to the left, and looks like possibly Coach Derek Rang wants to talk about it. Looks like it will be a timeout, Oak Ridge. You know what? Let's take one with them. Ali Franks, a Volunteer Home Mortgage timeout with 1:06 to play in the first half. Rebels lead over Oak Ridge, 21-0. You're listening on Rebel Radio 95.7 Duke FM.
Yep, it's that time once again. It's football time in Tennessee. Hello, friends from Twin City Certified Used Cars, Trucks, and SUVs. If you're in the market for a like-new pre-owned vehicle, let Smiley Riley and Twin City Certified in Maryville be the choice. Over 600 pre-owns to choose from. It's auto buying made easy. 865-980-2600 or click TwinCityCertified.com. Twin City Certified in Maryville. It's the quality you deserve.
Can't touch this. Look, man, you can't touch this. You better get hype, boy, because you.
And welcome back to the Junk Be Gone Game of the Week, 95.7 Duke FM. Oak Ridge takes their first time out of the first half. And I'm not sure, Ben, if they were trying to preserve some time or if they saw something that was wide open for the Red Rebels. But either way, Rebels got to regroup a little bit and get another look at this first down at the Wildcat 29-yard line.
I think it's the latter, and I think it's because Will Jones has been using so many different pieces.
2 receivers to either side. Torrey Beaufort's going to come in orbit. He'll go straight away behind Will Jones. Going to have Cam Porter out at wide receiver. Will's going to flush the pocket to the right. Flips it out to Max Sear. Max going to get the first down. Inside the 15. Cuts back inside the 10. Down near the 5. And they'll tackle him at the 5. But not before another Twin City certified first down.
I'll tell you what, he broke like 3 tackles there. You couldn't tackle a pillow with no feathers right there down the sideline. Just all over the place trying to bring him down.
Well, Max Sears a lot. You've got to make a business decision whether that truck's worth running into. And it is going to be first and goal from the Oak Ridge 5-yard line. Cam Porter will be behind Will again. They're going to hand it to Cam. Cam's going to go right side. He's going to get near the goal line, but they will say down at the 1, and it will be second and goal from the 1.
Initial contact there, number 14, Walters. He's your lead tackler on the year.
26 seconds to go, so quickly back. Will Jones keeps the same formation. Going to hand it to Cam again. Cam's going to go straight ahead again, and they're going to say second effort gets him there. Cam Porter, touchdown Rebels.
And the faithful go crazy, baby.
17.3 seconds to go, and Rebels extend to a 4-score lead over an undefeated Oak Ridge Wildcat team.
Just setting the tone with the run throughout that drive. You made some big plays there at the initial part of that drive by Julian Douglas, and then also a nice catch by Beaufort worked their way downfield, cleaned it in there with Cam Porter.
When you look at it, the Max Sear little pitch out and throw, you knew that was in the repertoire. But when Cam Porter got the football on the 1 yard line, he had contact again at the 1. But good job of that 6 foot, 190-pound frame to push over the goal line and get that next 6 for the Red Rebels. Looks like it's going to be a bad snap. It's going to bounce off Will Elder, and Jamerson's not going to get an attempt at this one. So this PAT will be no good. And with 17.3 seconds to go, the Rebels' lead extends to 27-0. You're listening to Rebel Radio on 95.7 Duke FM.
Hi, I'm Jeff Wallace with Maryville Monument. Before you buy a memorial for your loved one anywhere else, give us a call. This goes for anything in granite, bronze, or marble. While we've been in Maryville for over 100 years, we service all of East Tennessee. My team provides quality craftsmanship at the most affordable prices and fastest turnaround time. Do not be taken advantage of during life's most challenging moments. Give us a call at 865-983-3192.
From the HEP Plumbing Studios, we want to be your plumber. This is WDKW, Maryville, Knoxville, 95.7 Duke FM. Your home for Maryville Red Rebel Athletics.
Welcome back to Rebel Radio 95.7 Duke FM. Rebels lead the Oak Ridge Wildcats 27-0 here on senior night and Region 2 6A championship night. Colin Stringer's kick, it will be not returnable. It will go into the end zone. Kind of high backspin, thought maybe an option, but Oak Ridge didn't want to. It's going to hit just inside the goal line. It will be a touchback, and the Wildcats will have 17.3 seconds until the half. Hippie, you got to love Cam Porter's tenacity right here. Big night for him stepping in for Cohen Babley. But again, good offensive push and a lot of variety there, Will Jones and company.
Yeah, fellas, I mean, they're stepping into that role, and he's running hard downhill. Like I told you guys a while ago, he told me it's his time to shine. Let's see him keep shining like he is.
I'll tell you what, previous drive, 8 plays, 69 yards, 3 minutes, 34 seconds time of possession. That just wears on you, and they've been out there. That Oak Ridge defense has been out there for a long time tonight.
Well, and 31 first half plays for 207. You know, that's netting. That's 62 plays if they go the full distance. And looks like Oak Ridge has seen enough. With 17.3 seconds, Stansberry's going to take a snap and knee it and take it to the half. One play and the clock will hit zeros. As the clock continues to run, both teams will head to the locker room, Ben, at the end of 2 quarters of play. Rebels 27, Oak Ridge Wildcats 0. Let's take a break. Listen to these great sponsors. When we come back, the Barnett Roofing Halftime Show right here on Rebel Radio 95.7 Duke FM.
El Jimador Mexican Grill, a Blount County tradition for 20 years. El Jimador Mexican Grill is fast, filling, and fantastic Mexican food at a fair price. Come to El Jimador Mexican Grill for daily lunch specials Monday through Saturday from 11 till 4. Dine in for a great dinner with family and friends, or call ahead for takeout anytime. Open Sunday through Thursday till 10, Friday and Saturday until 10:30. Your fiesta awaits at El Jimador Mexican Grill, 1705 East Lamar Alexander Parkway in Maryville. Call 865-681-6040. El Jimador Mexican Grill, a proud sponsor of Blount County Sports.
This is Attorney David Boyd. I'm pleased to announce for the second year in a row, I am the Red Zone sponsor for the Maryville High School football team. If you make it to the game, stop by and say hello. I'll be standing on the top row to the left of the press box. If you can't make it, make sure to tune in and listen to the game here on Duke FM, where you'll hear the play-by-play by Wayne Kaiser and Ben Metz, two of the best in the business. Let's have a great year. Go Rebels. I'm David Boyd. I'm a lawyer.
Folks, want the best possible mortgage rate and terms available? Go local. Volunteer Home Mortgage is home-owned and operated. We're part of your community. And when you buy or refinance with us, you're helping local folks who shop locally too. That's neighbors helping neighbors. Call me to see how your local wholesale mortgage broker can help you get the best possible mortgage. I'm Lee Franks, Volunteer Home Mortgage, at 865-238-7500, 865-238-7500, or text VOLUNTEER to 33655, NMLS 1641325.
What's going on, Rebel fans? This is Kaylor Talent, co-owner and partner at PrintFX. I want to personally invite you to come check out our new facility at 427 Whitecrest Drive in Maryville, right between Home Depot and Crest Bowling Lanes. Just like the Rebels, PrintFX has added some all-star talent to our roster this year. Our team is growing, our space is growing, and our printing capabilities are bigger than ever. From your small format marketing materials to billboards and semi-truck wraps, we've got you covered with everything in between. If you're a business, big or small, a school, charity, organization, or just someone needing high-quality print work, we want to be your partner in print. Stop by and see what the buzz is about, or follow us on social media to get some inside action on our team. But most importantly, go Rebels.
Some call me renegade, the enemy. Throw your hands up if you feel
And welcome into the Barnett Roofing Halftime Show right here on Rebel Radio 95.7 Duke FM. I'm Wayne Kaiser alongside Ben Metz. 27-0. The Red Rebels on top of the Oak Ridge Wildcats. By far the biggest deficit the Oak Ridge Wildcats have seen at the half all season long. They're 9-0 on the season. And it's got to be a good night here at the half to be a Rebel.
Yeah, kind of started out with a little bit of a slow start, and then Jackson Rutledge makes a huge tackle right in between the hash, and Ryan Henry gets a fumble recovery, and that kind of opened it up. And then that offensive series led to a rushing touchdown by Will Jones, and then compacted by multiple 3-and-outs, 3 of 4 getting off the field on third down by the Red Rebels defensively. And you talk about it, Wayno, passing touchdowns by Will Jones and company.
Well, and again, a big shout-out to Cam Porter. Cohen Babley goes down in the early going of the first quarter. Cam has played a ton of football this year post his injury, but he's kind of thrust into that guy now. He's got to be, at least tonight, he's got to take on the reins. And right now, 8 carries, 47 tough yards, and had that power play touchdown at the end of the half. So Cam Porter, in his senior night, played a lot of football, had a collarbone injury, but it's his night tonight.
Yeah, and it's how he's doing it. It's when he gets past that first level, and we talked about the tenacity and his ability to get leverage and follow his blocks and get additional yardage on the run.
Well, and like I said, tenacity. He runs with a kind of a reckless approach. It's not I think I'm going to get hit, let's slow it down. He's just all gas and no brakes, not to take that from you from earlier, but just a really good running style. If you're here, you know what I'm talking about. If you've seen him play, you know what I'm talking about. But end of first half stats brought to you by His Ground LLC. 31 total plays, 207 total yards of offense for the Red Rebels. That's by way of 16 carries on the ground, 82 rushing yards, 13 of 15 passing for 125 for Will Jones through the air. Oak Ridge, 17 total plays for 17 total yards, 8 rushing plays for minus 18 rushing yards. A lot of that coming by kind of, back behind the line, tackles for loss, etc. But 6 of 9 passing for 35 yards, basically taking away the opportunity for a downfield attack by the Wildcats.
Yeah, definitely feeling the pain of not having Porter in it, running back, a guy who had 816 yards rushing, 8 rushing touchdowns, just negative in the rushing category. And against this defensive front, you're going to pay the price.
Well, and Presley, the wide receiver that they were hoping to have back this week, was unable to go. He's another kind of a toy that Stansbury gets to work with, not here tonight. But a pretty clean first half of football. 1 penalty for 15 yards against the Red Rebels, the PI early in the first, and 1 penalty for 5 yards on Oak Ridge. Did have the loss of down play there, but again, net that negative there.
Yeah, letting the guys play coming into the game. The Red Rebels were +1 and +36 yards in penalties against their opponent. So good to see them kind of let the opponent make more mistakes, and you're able to not have those drive killers and able to sustain the drives.
And then the Rebels continue their trend. I don't know in week 10 or week 11 if it's still a trend, if it's just consistent. It's part of the standard. 4 of 4 in red zone attempts. The Boyd from red zone, if the light's on, we're getting to the end zone. That's what's going to happen. But individual stats, Cam Porter leads the rushing category, 8 carries, 47 yards, a touchdown. Will Jones, 4 carries, 26 yards and a touchdown. Torrey Beaufort, 1 for 7. Cohen Babley, 2 for 1 yard. Dax Cole, 1 for 1 yard and a touchdown. You look at it, Torrey Beaufort, 4 carries, 32 yards, leads the receiving category. Max Sear, 1 for 24. Colton Faust, 3 for 23. Will Jones, 1 for 21 and a touchdown. Julian Douglas, 2 for 17. Hudson Jamerson, 1 for 5.
We talked a little bit off air. Ken Bain made a great point. Will Jones is out there, and he's managing the offense before the ball is snapped. And we talked about what that star position is going to do, and Will's watching that star, and he's managing what he's going to do. He's got 1 reception for 21 yards on a pass by Beaufort for a receiving touchdown.
Well, in the passing stats, 12 of 14 passing for Will Jones for 104 yards, but Beaufort, percentage-wise, a better passer tonight, 1 of 1 for 21 yards and a touchdown. But one thing that I think is a heady play, and in a way when you have two coaching staffs, albeit a 4-score advantage, 2 coaching staffs that know how to make adjustments. I think Will Jones and that offensive unit, they're using a lot of the play clock. They're making the Oak Ridge defense commit a lot of ways, show what they're going to do, and I think that's given us some advantages to check down or to stay with what we're doing.
And Coach Hunt has talked about how great this senior-led offensive line creates that pass protection to allow Will to operate in that pocket, and then also the run blocking for Cam Porter.
When you look at Oak Ridge's individual stats, Wayne Gibson is the only running back and the only Oak Ridge Wildcat in positive yardage. He's got 5 carries for 3 yards. Stansberry's taken some licks in the backfield, 2 rushes for -19 and has a team loss of 2 yards. Stansberry 6 of 9 passing for 35 yards, no touchdowns. And Malik Howard, probably the highlight of the Oak Ridge offense, 2 catches for 18 yards. Those were the first 2 passing catches of the game. It was their first series and have not seen number 3 since. 2 catches for 9 yards for Adam Washington and 1 catch for 9 yards by Zayden Williams.
So that's your identity, right? You know, last week Malik Howard gets a 72-yard touchdown reception against Farragut, had multiple big plays, and you have 2 passing catches on the first drive, and then you go away from your makeup.
Yeah, and it does seem like after, maybe not after the first score, but definitely after the second, there was a little more sense of urgency to push the ball downfield. We knew that, they knew that, and so we just turned up the heat, upfield pressure, and it seemed to really rattle Stansberry. But Ben, do want to give a shout-out to our great sponsors. You'll hear in and out of the breaks. The Marching Red Rebels are setting up here tonight, so I do want to give you a couple minutes of their halftime show. Again, this is their senior night as well, and then we'll recognize their seniors. We do have the red and black throwback, so hang on if that's what you're listening in for. But our great sponsors, Junk Be Gone Game of the Week, they continue to be a great sponsor. They're in their 20th year in East Tennessee. Check them out online, junkbegone.biz. The Italian Apron, Ario Cheese Wagon, Windy City Grill, and Quinn Appliances, all great game day sponsors. Again, Ario Cheese Wagon delivered the soup tonight. Taco soup, tomato soup, and some great sandwiches. If you don't know about Ario Cheese Wagon, Google it. Follow them on socials. You'll be glad you did.
Yeah, and I tried with the blackberry smoke a little bit of that tomato bisque soup. Oh, my goodness, man. You have got to try their soups. I never realized how fabulous and how creamy you can make that soup.
Yeah, the taco soup's where I'm at. It's got a little, it packs a little bit of a punch, but I got to like it. Stevenson Tire's a great sponsor tonight on Roger L. Newman, our kickoffs. Barnett Roofing, halftime show sponsor right here. Maryville Top Shop, Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply, Twin City certified in Maryville, Maryville Monument, El Jimador Mexican Grill, the Boyd Firm, Lee Franks of Volunteer Home Mortgage, Print FX, Denzo Manufacturing, Delosier Auction Company, His Ground LLC, Donna Talent of Realty Executive Associates, Pokies and Sports, and David's Abbey Carpet and Floors. Also Underground Connection, Inc., just another great sponsor that services all of East Tennessee and other states.
Yeah, they're a great sponsor. I want to give a shout-out to Jeff Wallace and his crew at Maryville Monument. You know, Jeff is a guy that's really compassionate to this community, but he owns this business with over 80 years of experience serving Maryville and all East Tennessee with quality granite and bronze memorials, custom signage, residential accents backed by their price match guarantee. Visit them at 804 East Broadway Avenue. Well, you know, I'm going to tell you, Jeff Wallace is such a contributor to the community. He's such a compassionate person. Go check him out.
Well, and you know, he is the newest owner of Maryville Monument. That's been in our community for more than 100 years, and we know him as Coach Wallace, Coach Jeff Wallace, and he knows how when you've got a good thing going, don't mess with it. He has taken on what was already built there, kind of put his own spin on it, but he's kept the community in mind, and so he's done a great job for sure. Check it out, Maryville Monument right here in our community. But do want to give a shout out to the Marching Red Rebels as they continue to do a great job, have completed their marching contest season and had success everywhere they went. But let's take a listen in. Marching Red Rebels. Great job by the Marching Red Rebels for sure. Ben, as we do each and every week, it's been something that we continue to enjoy, looking forward to more stories from their time in red and black. We call it the Red and Black Throwback. It's where we talk to former Red Rebels that are still in our community and abroad, but what it meant for them to wear the red and black, a cool story from their time in red and black, and then if they had the 2025 Rebels in front of them, what would they tell them? This week on Senior Night, it's His Ground LLC's owner. It's Josh Theriot, a class of 1999 Red Rebel, a state champion Red Rebel. He's got some pretty cool stories. This week's Red and Black Throwback brought to you by Miss Donna Talent of Realty Executive Associates.
Our roads lead to another road, renegade rebel and road. Oh, come on.
And welcome back to halftime right here on Rebel Radio 95.7 Duke FM. I'm Wayne Kaiser, and it's time to throw it back, red and black throwback style, as we talk to former Rebels and learn a little bit about their time in red and black and give some insight to this year's team in red and black. This week, joined by class of 1999's AP All-State, a member of that 98 Red Rebel State Championship team, and a dominant win over Whites Creek 52-20. Inside linebacker, Josh Theriot. Josh, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Wayne. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, Josh, like I said, to all the red and black throwback that we've done, a lot of great memories, a lot of great accolades, but ultimately 4 years at Maryville High School for you and capped it off with a state championship.
Absolutely. And so glad to be on here talking about Rebel football. That's one of my favorite things. Thank you.
Yes, sir. So obviously you were very successful in your senior campaign, AP All-State there in your senior season. Talk to us about what's going on with you now. Where can we find Josh Theriot?
Okay, so graduated college in 03 at Austin P. Went on to work for my dad at Braden's Furniture for about 4 or 5 years. Decided that was pretty much not the way I wanted to do it. It was a lot of office work, and that wasn't really my thing. And so me and my dad, we started a mowing business together, and now we're all the way up. We got 15 employees, and we've got a landscaping company, a hardscaping company, and a dumpster rental company. So if you need a dumpster, give us a shout.
Yeah, His Ground LLC for sure. You'll hear them in and out of the breaks on tonight's broadcast as well. But yeah, always supportive of Maryville High School, and we're always supportive of you guys. But Josh, as we like to do in Red and Black Throwback, we like to throw it back to your time at Maryville High School and hear a great story, a motivational piece, or something that just, when you think about it, makes you smile about your time at Maryville. What's a great story you can share with us?
Well, I think, Wayne, one thing that comes to my mind when somebody asks me about that Maryville High School team back then, the first thing that comes to my mind is we every year before the season, we always went and scrimmaged other teams a couple of weeks before the season started. And we went to, I think it was Ray County or somewhere like that, and scrimmaged 3 other teams teams down there, and we switched. We played a quarter for each game against each opponent, and we just went down there and got, demolished. We looked terrible, and we had worked so hard going into that senior season. We worked all summer long. We worked nights from like 6 to 8 working out, and then we would come back at like 11 o'clock that night, and we would run, and we were just pumped up and ready to go because we had already had a taste of that championship season the year before, and now we're back at it again. We're wanting to fight and get that championship back home at Maryville. So we went down there, we got blasted, we got back on the bus, and it was just a bunch of us seniors there. I think it was Chuck Prue, Nick Black, Matt Miller, Michael Potter. It was us sitting on the back of the bus, and we were like, man, we can't start this season out like this, and we definitely don't want to finish out like this. So we got back to the stadium, and we sit out front, we talked to the entire team, and I guess it was sort of that come to Jesus meeting, right? To say it nicely. And man, those guys responded, the entire team responded, and we went through the season, played great, won the championship, and there we are.
Coach Hunt for this year's team would absolutely say senior leadership really drives the bus, and it looks like you stepped off the bus and really got everybody tuned up there to get that 98 championship. 52-20 over Whites Creek. It really was a dominant win there. Did you guys feel like you had that kind of advantage going into the state game?
We did. I think we were really confident. So we, that 97 team where we went and we played Pearl Cone, and we went down there and just got hammered. I'll just be honest with you. That was my honest opinion about it. And we wanted to come back and win for those seniors that year because we love those seniors. David Sweetland, Andrew Healy, those guys were phenomenal, and they didn't get the chance to win it. So when we got there, we were going to make a point that we were going to win that game. And obviously, we took care of business.
Well, Josh, this year there's a group of seniors at Maryville High School as well, trying to put a bow on what has been a great career for them at Maryville High School. If you had those young men in front of you, what would you tell them to kind of remember in this last ride at Maryville High School?
Cherish the moment, and go out and play for one another, because that's what we did as a team. We were a team, and we knew we were good. We knew we were good. We have been playing with each other ever since we were little kids, and that confidence was already there. But if you play as a team, you can win any championship there is out there.
Josh, I appreciate you taking some time to roll it back with us. A little throwback, if you will, red and black edition. So thanks so much.
Wayne, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
This interview's been brought to you by Miss Donna Talent and Realty Executive Associates. We're going to take a break, listen to some great sponsors. When we come back, more of Halftime right here on Rebel Radio 95.7 Duke FM.
Denso Manufacturing is setting the standard in the automotive industry. Dedicated to contributing to a better world, Denso is focused on creating a greener environment through carbon neutrality and developing a worry-free future with zero traffic fatalities. Whether it's on the manufacturing floor or on the football field, it's all about precision, performance, and passion. And just like the Rebels, Denso Manufacturing is proud to be a part of this incredible community. So let's keep that energy high and support our team. From your friends at Denso Manufacturing, go Rebels! For more information about opportunities at Denso Maryville, visit densocareers.com/Maryville. That's DENSO careers.com/Maryville. Check them out and craft your future today.
This is Josh Terrio, inside linebacker, class of 1999, and you're listening to Rebel Radio on 95.7 Duke FM. Go Rebels!
And welcome back to the Barnett Roofing Halftime Show right here on Rebel Radio 95.7 Duke FM. I'm Wayne Kaiser alongside Ben Metz. You just never know what's going to happen here in the press box here at Skeeter Shield Stadium. Just a fun time. But what about Josh Terrio telling a great story about his time in red and black?
Just a great interview, Wayno. Josh Terrio, arguably one of the best linebackers and great baseball player. You talk about guys like Chuck Prue, Nick Black, Michael Potter, Matt Miller from that 98 championship team. There's one thing they all talk about playing for one another. They still remember getting hammered by Pearl Cone back in 97, and that loss lit a fire.
Well, and I think, yeah, it's one of those deals. You had two ways you could take that. You could just say, oh, well, John Henderson, whatever happened. But they didn't do that. They said, you know what, that's the last time we're gonna feel that feeling. And they took it as a senior class and said, they started off rough. You know, the story talks about how that first game didn't go the way they wanted it to, but he and that senior class, the Nick Blacks of the world and all those guys really said, no, we're going to do this, and we're going to do it the right way. And they had a bunch of success moving on and really lit the fire, as we call it, that started this big run here.
Yeah, he talks about togetherness, building championships. I mean, it just really impressed with that interview.
Yeah, really good interview for sure. But do want to give a shout out to the scores from around the area. Of course, our eyes are completely fixed on tonight's 27-0 advantage for the Rebels. But what's going on around East Tennessee?
Second quarter score, Bradley Central 23, Bearden 6. Halftime score, Farragut 14, Cleveland 7. Halftime score, Oneida 7, Eagleton 26. And looks like we got second quarter score, Heritage 27, Union County 0. Second quarter score, Greenback 0, Rockwood 14. And of course, there's a couple games that are coming on tomorrow night. Alcoa versus Anderson County, and then the girls play Campbell County, Hardin Valley versus Ottawa tomorrow.
So a lot of good games for sure. Again, it's Thursday night, so there are some games yet to be played and some deciding games, honestly, as to how our playoff picture is going to look. But do want to give some shout-outs to the band seniors here tonight. They also, they are getting recognized now, so do want to give those people their due. And we'll start by at the top right here. Andrea Dara Ayas, daughter of Yesenia Davis Garcia.
Connor Fowler, son of Kent and Angelique Fowler.
Addison Fisher, daughter of Brandon and Sarah Ambrose.
Kate Embry, son of Alexandra and Robert Bowles.
Yu Ayoda, daughter of Koji and Hameda Ayoda.
Noah Jackson, son of Sam and Daphne Jackson.
Ryan Jakes, daughter of Travis and Shelley Jakes.
Pax Leduc, son of Jeremy and Sarah Leduc.
Gavin Maiden, son of Brandon and Amy Maiden.
Matthew Natali, son of David and Susan Natali.
Hana Nishimura, daughter of Yuko Nishimura.
Caitlin Pike, daughter of Shane and Tammy Pike.
Laura Robbins, daughter of Rebecca Robbins.
Madison Roberts, daughter of Brandon and Ashley Roberts. Josh and Shauna Huntley.
Lexia Rodriguez, daughter of Jessica Romero.
Allie Simpson, daughter of Eric and Meredith Simpson.
Stacy Varela, daughter of Lucy and Angel Varela.
Alex Vastine, son of David Vastine and Courtney Vanderpool.
And the final marching Red Rebel senior here tonight, Kate Walden, daughter of Shay Walden. So again, congratulations to those great seniors. Again, they spread the entire Jim Renfro as well. A good program is a great program with Mr. Leichman and the Marching Red Rebels.
I tell you, he's put on a great show and excellent accomplishment for these kids.
Yeah, do want to give an update statistically though. We have kind of had some discussion, and the play action Dax pack was actually, Dax did clean out the linebacker. I think the linebacker wanted Dax to have the football, but Cam Porter was given the secondary handoff, so the stat sheet will reflect, it will have Cam Porter with 9 rushes for 2 touchdowns. So it'll be 9 for 48 and 2 touchdowns. So he's definitely more leading the rushing game.
Well deserved on that drive, especially. I mean, he pounded his way down the field, especially at midfield, took some big hits, and great execution as he worked his way downfield.
And I'll tell you, I've had LASIK, but obviously they faked me out and I missed that one. So apologize to the faithful, apologize to Cam, but wanted to take this moment to get it right. Hippie, looks like you're trying to get some words with our head football coach. Looks like he's running to you.
Yeah, fellas, down here with Coach. Coach, very physical game. Love the way it started. Jackson brought that big hit, set the energy for our sideline. Offensively, the scheme's been amazing, keeping Oak Ridge guessing each way. What are you looking for in the second half?
Well, Jackson Rutledge made the difference in the first quarter and set the tone, got us a turnover. We go score and get on top. Otherwise, they were moving the ball. So great job by Jackson. After that drive, offense settled in, defense settled in. We've been playing pretty good balanced team ball. So got to finish them right here, up 27-0, their ball. So hopefully we can come out strong.
Sounds good. Good luck in the second half, Coach.
Hey, what about Hippie with a rock star kind of question? Good job, Hippie. And Coach Hunt, again, perspective's always forward facing. He is very much like Jelly Roll says. There's a reason the windshield's bigger than the rearview mirror. There's a lot of football left in front of us. 24 minutes and the 27-point lead can evaporate just as quick. Got a lot to do here.
A lot of football left. I love how he brings up that momentum swing tackle there by Jackson Rutledge. The Red Rebels coming in +6 on the turnover margin. And you know, the previous game they had the interceptions by Barrett Smith and the fumble recovery by Sear. It's been a definition of this defense over the past couple weeks.
Hey, Hippie, just so the head stops swelling, buddy, what do we got to do to get some more advantage, get the momentum to stay on our side here in the second half? What the Rebels got to do?
Yeah, fellas, so I think just the energy the defense has been providing, and just to give a shout out as well to Max here, and that defensive line, the pressure has caused so much chaos for, the Oak Ridge quarterback. I mean, he had 367 yards last week, was the Prep 5 player of the week, and this week he's just running for his life right now. So love the pressure on defense. Offensively, keep getting the ball to your playmakers, keep wearing this defense down. And like I said, hopefully keep ending up in the end zone at the end of each run.
That's a great point, Hippie. You know, this is a guy who had 4 passing touchdowns against Farragut and 2 rushing touchdowns. He was recognized by the Knoxville Quarterback Club as Player of the Week, and he's getting introduced to this vicious defensive front that the Red Rebels are bringing on him.
Well, and then a quick shout out to Jeff Weaver and Bill Henry. They're taking photos. We actually had photo confirmation of the Cam Porter touchdown. So thanks to those individuals for helping, giving Hippie the look that gave us the accurate information for those touchdowns. But looks like the clock is hitting zeros on the halftime. Let's take one quick break, listen to a great sponsor. When we come back, second half action right here on the Junk Be Gone Game of the Week. Thanks to Barnett Roofing for a halftime show. You're listening to Rebel Radio on 95.7 Duke FM.
Delosier Realty and Auction asks, why auction? Many people, when selling property or settling a parent's or grandparent's estate, choose Delosier Realty and Auction. But why an auction? Because Delosier does it all for you. From organizing to marketing to the actual auction to cleanup and closing, just give Delosier the keys and they'll come take care of the rest. Learn more at DelosierAuctions.com or call 865-681-7797. Delosier Realty and Auction in Maryville.
And welcome back into the Junk Be Gone Game of the Week, 95.7 Duke FM. 27-0, the Rebel advantage over the Oak Ridge Wildcats. Colin Stringer will kick this one away to Oak Ridge, right to left, or he'll kick toward the Don Story Athletic Center. Looks like the deep men for Oak Ridge will be Tyree Porter, and looks to be number 9. That is going to be Jarrell Jimerson. And they will just walk back toward their sideline. Colin Stringer puts it into the end zone. Touchback. And Oak Ridge brings it out to the 20-yard line.
Really like to take a look at the body language coming out of the locker room starting the second half. And there's a lot of energy on that Maryville sidelines. And just not seeing the same reciprocated on the other side.
Yeah, looks like they're pulling from the same bucket. And the Rebels got first dibs at it. So they are definitely jacked. And Oak Ridge did come out of the second half with kind of hands down and chins down. But Blaine Stansberry will start this drive. 2 receivers to either side. Takes a shotgun snap. Quick flip. And Bryson Barrett cuts under what was intended for Malik Howard. And it's going to go wide left. Incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Well, you get to see that awareness of Bryson Barrett. He identifies that out route as he's in zone coverage. And he cuts downhill. Almost had a pick 6 there if he would have been just a few steps earlier.
Well, you know, Oak Ridge, they're playing this second half like a poker game where you only got one ace. And Malik Howard's their ace, so expect a heavy dose of number 3 here in the second half. Trips to the right, 1 to the left. They're going to have Wayne Gibson to the left hip. Blaine Stansberry's going to take the snap. Now he's going to look to throw it. He's going to get it to number 16, Zayden Williams. Williams going to pick up the necessary yardage and one more. He'll pick up 11, and so that'll be a first down, Oak Ridge.
Red Rebels back in zone coverage, and then the receiver just turns on a dime on that hash mark, tackle 17, Andrew Smith.
Yeah, just found a soft spot on the hash, and Stansberry delivered a tight spiral for sure. Two receivers to the right, one to the left. Call it trips to the left now. They'll move a man out. And Wayne Gibson to the left hip pocket. Stansberry takes the snap, immediately flushes it left, and looks like Wyatt Wilbur and company are going to drop him in the backfield. Sacked.
Red Rebels go suck, drop, and burn the backfield, baby.
That is going to be the trifecta of Wyatt Wilbur, Mason Heltzel, and looks like Max Sear. It's going to be a 7-yard loss on first down. Second and the barbershop.
Got him all turned around as he got back in that pocket. Couldn't step up because had defensive players all around him.
10:57 to go here in the third. Facing a 2nd and 17 after the sack. Oak Ridge will have trips to the right, one to the left. They'll push Wayne Gibson out in the flat. Stansberry looks right, now throws back left. He's going to get it to Malik Howard. He'll pick up the lost yardage and call it 5 more yards. And it's going to set up a 3rd and 6.
Caught another soft spot there on the in route across the middle of the field. Tackle made there, 14, Chase Tucker.
Looks like it was a late adjustment because Wayne Gibson goes out in the flat. He's standing on the numbers, looking back at his quarterback, waving his arms. And his quarterback was looking for Malik Howard.
Well, it all started with that blitz from the backers that opened up the middle of the field. Good read there by Chase Tucker to come down from his perch and make that tackle.
3rd and 5 upcoming. Balls on the Oak Ridge 36-yard line. Stansberry's going to flip Gibson to his right hip. Now he's going to look to throw the football, and it is intended for Malik Howard, and we are going to get hands between him and the ball. Knock it loose, incomplete, and it's going to be a big stop there.
All started with the crossing blitz by the linebackers on the right side of that offensive front. Had to get rid of the ball. He just couldn't plant that back foot, and good coverage out in the perimeter by your defensive backs.
3rd down turns 4th and 5, and looks like the offense at this point they're staying out there for Oak Ridge. Deep in their own territory. They stand at their own 36-yard line. And it looks like window dressings, all that was. Stansberry's going to head to the sideline. In comes punt formation. Ben, I think that wasn't whether you go for it or not. It's whether you go for the hard count and burn a timeout right there.
Yeah, trying to make that decision. When you look at this defense for the Red Rebels, they're 60% effective getting off the field on 3rd and 4th down.
Pearson's going to get out there to punt. It's going to be a low snap. He'll get it, and he will just punch it straight away. Looks like Beaufort's going to get a return. He'll take it from the 29. Now he's going to look to the right. Now he's going to turn on the Jets. He's going to scoop a man, jumps, and looks like that's going to be a penalty. And looks like Oak Ridge missed him, but he will be knocked out of bounds at the 37-yard line. Hippie, what's the penalty?
Yeah, so the penalty looks like a block in the back when he cut out to the opposite side. I think unfortunately we got a little pushy there in the back.
Well, Ben, he went a little airborne there trying to get over the defender. Defender missed him, whiffed on it wholesale, but Beaufort landed out of bounds. So it looks like we're going to back this one up a little bit. Still great field position to open this 3rd quarter. That last drive, a Delosier Auction Company defensive stop.
Good job down there figuring out what that penalty was. You know, my thought was when he made that leap over the defender, could have got a 15-yard penalty for jumping over the defender like that.
I know that's not allowed in you can't hurdle people in high school football, but I like watching.
Oh yeah,
it's fun. But looks like it is going to be a 10-yard. It's going to be interesting. Kind of an interesting spot, Ben. It's going to be 1st and. Okay, looks like the guys just hadn't moved yet. I was like, why is it
There we go.
Why is it 1st and 21? Yeah. Anyway, now it's 1st and 10. Ball on the Rebel 25-yard line, working right to left on Jim Renfro. Will Jones takes the shotgun snap. He's going to hand it to Beaufort. Beaufort's going to get to the left. He's going to get free. And good job by Oak Ridge. One man to beat, and Oak Ridge cut him down. But not before he picked up 6 good yards. Makes 2nd and 4.
Outside zone run there and 1 tackle to beat. And that tackle was Amane Bishop and number 30, Kane Nails.
Well, Torrey Beaufort full head of steam once he got the football in a hurry. And he picks up 6 yards and really didn't look like he went very far to get it. Just a quick run there for number 1. Cam Porter back in it, running back straight behind Will Jones. He'll have 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. That one being Torrey Beaufort. He'll look over the defense, play clock at 10. Takes the snap, hands to Cam. Cam's going to go right, now back left. Fights his way across the 35-yard line. They're going to give him forward to the 36. That's going to be a yard beyond the line to gain. So that's going to be another first down, Red Rebels. That's going to be a Twin City certified first down. They'll actually give him the 37-yard line.
Good job run blocking there by Nick Henderlight. He just plows the way to allow that lane to open up. Eventually tackle made King Sandoval.
Again, 18 carries for 94 rushing yards for the Red Rebels. Tough yards to come by tonight, but we continue to pound it in the face of the Wildcats. 8:32 to play here in the third. Rebels lead 27-0. Will Jones going to look over a defense. They make a late shift. Now they're going to hand it to Beaufort. Beaufort's going to cut left, now back inside. And he's going to fight his way across the 40-yard line, cross the 42. And he took about 4 Wildcats with him, Ben. How strong, how tough is Torrey Beaufort?
And they still can't take him down. Everybody in on that tackle. They have to blow his progress dead.
He is upright. He picked up, they're going to give him 5 yards on first down. It'll set up 2nd and 5.
Well, it tells you why he got committed to Austin Peay. When you make contact with a guy like Nate Stevens, who's 6'1", 245 senior, and he stands you upright. Torrey Beaufort's got some incredible strength.
Yeah, good highlight there. Congratulations, Torrey. Austin Peay, he's going to head just down the street, and tight ends coach there he's pretty well known around here, Mr. George Quarles. Cam Porter stays in at running back. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Stacked up Jamerson to the right side of the formation. Will Jones looks it over, takes the snap. Now he's going to hand to Cam. Cam's going to go straight ahead forward. Gets the first down yardage, and he's going to get near the midfield stripe. They'll give him the Rebel 49-yard line. Pickup of 7, but another Twin City certified first down.
I mean, just as patient as a nun waiting on her confession as he makes a scamper up there in between the left hash. Just works his way, finds that gap, and makes a good push run there.
And, you know, they talk about the idea of getting skinny as a running back. Well, he's 6 foot, 190 pounds. You can't hide him anywhere, but he's doing a great job getting skinny and getting upfield every time he touches the football. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Now a new backer into the game. This is going to be Ty Tomberlin, number 10 on the roster here, and he's going to get a carry. He's going to go straight ahead forward, fights his way through, and again, positive, big kudos to that offensive line. There is no pushback. They get forward progress for the running back. And looks like Tomberlin's going to pick up. They're going to give him 4 yards progress on first down, 2nd and 6.
There's that north to south running style by Ty Tomberlin. The guy loves to run downhill.
Under 6.5 to go here in the third. Rebels lead 27-0 this region championship matchup with the Oak Ridge Wildcats. 2 receivers to either side, little stack sets to both sides. Jamerson and Faust to the top side. It's going to be Julian Douglas and Beaufort to the close side. Tomberlin will stay in at running back. He'll be directly behind Will Jones. He's going to take the shotgun snap, 3-step drop, wants to throw it. He's going to uncork it. Looking for Torrey Beaufort. He is going to be mugged downfield. The flag, now it comes out tight to the belt buckle, but it's going to fly, and Torrey Beaufort forced the PI on that one.
Great execution on the pass by Will Jones. Great separation there by Torrey Beaufort. Contact was all you could do there, get the PI for Oak Ridge.
Yeah, I say it all the time. It's not great math, but they just gave up 15 yards, what would have been 6 points. It's really a deal where the DB understood how toasted the bread was. And Torrey Beaufort just got pulled down by his jersey, and 15 yards, a fresh set of downs, another Twin City certified first down.
Excellent touch on that pass by Will Jones. Threw it only where the receiver could get it. Kind of come back in with a slight post there at the end, at the top of that route. Great execution by both players.
After the penalties assessed, it will be at the Oak Ridge 32-yard line, working right to left on Jim Renfro. 5:56 to play in the third quarter. 1 receiver to either side, stack sets to both sides. Now Beaufort goes in motion left to right. It's going to be Tomberlin with the football. Tomberlin's going to get left. He's going to pile over a Wildcat, get inside the 30-yard line, down to the 28. And it will be second and 6.
Yeah, when he got to that 30-yard line, he went north to south and dropped shoulder, and Devez Williams felt every bit of that shoulder pad.
Well, and great lateral quickness by Ty Tomberlin. Thought he was really going to hit off left guard, and he just shuttled out to the tackle spot and got north and south. Good run there by Tomberlin. 2nd and 6. They're going to make some rotation. Looks like checking out is going to be Grayson Myers. Possibly checking in is going to be Colton Faust. No, it's going to be big set over here. Stack set. Douglas and Max here to the left. Faust wide right, the lone man.
Faust in man coverage out there.
Will Jones going to look to hand it off. He's going to give it to the backer. That's going to be Tomerlin going straight ahead forward. He's going to get inside the 25-yard line down to the 23-yard line of Oak Ridge. It'll set up 3rd and 2.
Hudson Jamerson and company setting the edge out, or sealing that edge out there to allow him to get some positive yardage. 10 Cavez Williams makes the tackle.
Yeah, they're going to say 3rd and 1 upcoming. First down markers at the 27. They say the football's at the 28. Little do-si-do there. Julian Douglas checks out, and Grayson Myers checks in. 4:30 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Rebels on the doorstep of that Boyd Firm red zone. And on the doorstep, if they score here, a moving clock here in game number 10. Cam Porter checks back in at running back. He'll be to the right hip of Will Jones. Will looks over the play. Play clock's at 3. He's going to take the snap. Now he's going to hand it to Cam. No, Will's going to call it. He's going to go inside. Cam ran hard like he had the football. And Will Jones fought ahead forward near the line to gain. Let's see if this is going to be, they're going to say move the sticks. They're going to say first down, Twin City certified first down. Good job by Will Jones extending at the end of that run.
Well, Will Jones liked what he saw with Nash Stennett over there, and he goes right in between that right tackle and guard and powers his way for the first down. Tackle made, Tyree Porter, number 6.
Now they're going to switch out. It's going to be Cam Porter out at wide receiver with Colton Faust to the left side. Torrey Beaufort in the backfield with Will Jones. Looks like a stand-up Julian Douglas to the right side. Now they'll put Faust left to right in motion, stack him up. Little play-action pitch. Torrey Beaufort with the football. He's going to cut inside the 20, inside the 15. Spin move down inside the 15, down to the, they're going to say 11-yard line, right at the sticks. Let's see if it's enough for a first down.
An authoritative stiff arm right there at the 15-yard line before he spinned out towards the Oak Ridge sidelines. Tackle made by number 10, Cavez Williams.
Needed 10 yards. They're going to say 10.1 on the run, and it's going to be another first down. Torrey Beaufort, first down Rebels inside the Boyd Firm red zone. 3:10 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Rebels still lead 27-0 over Oak Ridge. Cam Porter will step back into running back position. He'll be directly behind Will Jones. Torrey Beaufort, the lone man to the left. Stack set to the right. Stack trips to the right. Will Jones takes a low snap. Going to roll the pocket to the right. Now he's going to look to throw the football. Man in the end zone. Let's see if he gets down. And he does.
Get out your whistle horns and washboards, baby.
Colton Faust watched it all the way in. I thought good defense on the play, but Colton Faust went up and snagged it and did a great job getting a foot down. I think it's an NFL touchdown, both feet in bounds. Touchdown Rebels, and the Denso scoreboard just changed.
I'll tell you what really impressed me there was Will Jones was still able to plant that back foot and lob it in the only place where the receiver could have caught the football.
Hippie, give me, I'm doubting myself now. Give me number 6 for a touchdown right there.
Incredible catch. I mean, he took it away from the defender, and unfortunately the defender was on the ground just looking up like, really, did I just get Moss?
Well, yeah, I think he got a lot of things, but good job by Will Jones kind of being careful with that. There was a lot of pressure on him, but he knew he had to give Colton a chance to get to the end zone. When he released it, defender knew it was on the way, couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, you got to have a feel for your receiver and his ability to go and get that football and throw it up there with enough touch. Great passing catch.
And that El Jimador touchdown will take the Rebel advantage to 33-0. And looks like Hudson Jamerson will try to add the PAT. It will be Will Elder. Let's see. Looks like there's a little laundry down. Talk to me, Hippie. What's the penalty?
So it looks like it was a sideline warning for Maryville for celebration after the touchdown.
Sideline warning. That penalty explanation brought to you by Underground Connection, Inc. They're continuing to talk. Hippie, looks like there may be more to this.
Yeah, so it's either sideline or personal foul. Taunton.
Yes, sideline.
Sideline warning against Maryville.
Okay. So with it being the first warning, No penalty assessed, correct?
Yeah, just the first one is just a warning. The second one would be a 15-yard penalty.
Hey, I tell you what, I had a coach in high school that whenever you got that sideline warning, he said it's the same feeling as having a bad haircut. You just feel like you got ripped off.
Well, here's the thing. It's like a mulligan. If you get one free, you might as well use it. So it looks like all that discussion is going to be for no movage of the football. And so it looks like Will Elder will be the holder. Again, Cohen Babley went down early in the football game in the first quarter. Hopefully just kind of a stinger, an upper body injury, and he'll be further evaluated in the next coming days. But wish him all the best, but it does give Will Elder the opportunity to hold right now.
Yeah, our thoughts are with Cohen and his recovery.
Will Elder will be at the Oak Ridge 10-yard line. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up, and kick is good. And with 2:43 to go in the third quarter of play, a running clock has been enacted here in the region championship game. 34 for the Red Rebels, 0 for the Oak Ridge Wildcats. You're listening to Rebel Radio on 95.7 Duke FM.
Do you have dreams for your backyard? His Ground can make those dreams come true. His Ground is locally owned and operated by a Maryville football alum. With 3 generations in the landscaping services business, His Ground is operated on Christian-based principles and offers all landscaping services, including hardscapes, patios, retaining walls, and more. His Ground will turn your backyard dreams into reality. Visit hisground.com today. His Ground is a proud sponsor of Maryville High School athletics.
To the Junk Be Gone Game of the Week, 95.7 Duke FM, 34-0, the Red Rebel advantage over the Oak Ridge Wildcats, just by way of the most recent Colton Faust touchdown reception from Will Jones and the PAT by Hudson Jamerson. While we were at the break, Ben, looks like there was a taunting penalty post-touchdown, and so the kickoff for Colin Stringer will be returned because he's kicking from the Rebel 25-yard line. He's going to boot the football. Looks like it will be returnable by number 6. That's going to be Tyree Porter. He's going to get across the 20, 25, back near the 30, and forward progress stopped at the Oak Ridge 27-yard line. That's where they'll set up 1st and 10.
I'll tell you what, Colin Stringer really put a lot of mustard on that ball. He got down to the 10-yard line, but you talked about it on that drive, Bueno. The big start of that drive was Cam Porter getting the tough yardage to march his way across midfield, and then that set up the Will Jones pass downfield. The pass interference called on Beaufort. That opened up the play to Faust for the touchdown.
Yeah, just too many tools in the tool belt for Will Jones to get anything kind of completely sealed off for sure. Stansberry's back out there. He's been the signal caller the whole way for Oak Ridge. Wayne Gibson to his left hip pocket. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. He's going to look to throw the football, and looks like Andrew Smith's going to undercut the route, knock it away. Intended for number 16, Zayden Williams, but it's going to be incomplete, 2nd and 10.
Got a little pressure there at the end of that route development, and he about throws it away to Andrew Smith. Great coverage.
Yeah, kind of a bang-bang play. Great job by Andrew to time the cut extremely well. Didn't get there early, but if he was a second late, it could have been behind him and complete. So good job by the defensive back. 2 receivers to either side. Wayne Gibson to the left hip pocket of Stansberry. Oak Ridge quarterback takes the snap. Going to look to throw left, and looks like it's going to be wide out of bounds. No good. I think the receiver kind of wants a call, but it was so far over his head, uncatchable, and it'll be 3rd and 10.
And Stansberry really slow to getting up. He took a massive hit by number 11, Max Sear.
Rocked for sure. Mason Heltzer's going to check out. Quincy Prigmore's going to check in at that nose tackle position. Quincy's a younger guy getting some good minutes here in game number 10. 40 seconds to play in the third. Stansberry's not in any hurry to get one off here in the third quarter. Looks like satisfied to possibly take it to the 4th. Trips to the left, 2 to the right. Empty backfield for Stansberry. He's going to take the snap. Looks left, all the way. He's going to throw left. It's going to be deflected and picked off. It's going to be picked off by Bryson Berry. A little 1-2 punch flipped up by Kingsbury threw a good ball, but good deflection by the Rebel defense up in the air. And Bryson Barrett, we talked about his instincts. He knew to cut it under. Number 7 for the Red Rebels found him an Easter egg.
Well, what I like about it in the last 2 weeks, he's been very opportunistic with the football. When he gets those opportunities out in the perimeter or underneath, he takes advantage of it. Bryson Barrett does a great job with it.
And it looks like as that play completes, so does the third quarter. At the end of 3 here at Skeeter Shield Stadium, the Red Rebels ahead of the Oak Ridge Wildcats by a score of 34-0. Let's take a break. Listen to one great sponsor. When we come back, fourth quarter action. Junk Big on Game of the Week on 95.7 Duke FM.
Hey Rebel Nation, I'm Donna Talent with Realty Executives. I've spent nearly 25 years with the same firm simply because we are, hands down, the most successful real estate company in East Tennessee. Our sales numbers are a fact that back up the statement. No company sells more. As a lifelong East Tennessean, born and raised in Maryville, I'm dedicated to serving all clients. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, a growing family looking to find a larger home, stepping into the luxury market, or navigating the sale of an estate. When dealing with one of life's largest investments, you need a realtor you can trust, and I would love to help. Remember, talent makes it happen, you make it home. Go Rebels!
Welcome into fourth quarter action here. Junk Big on Game of the Week, 95.7 Duke FM, 34-0. The Denso scoreboard reads here in game number 10, Region 2 6A championship. And I knew it was going to be a good game. I liked the Rebels' opportunities, their chances in this matchup. But a shutout through 3 quarters and a running clock in the fourth quarter wasn't on my bingo card.
Yeah, we talked about the body language coming out of the locker room in the second half. There was a whole lot of energy on that Maryville sideline. We went down to Hippie off air, and Hippie was just really impressed with how much excitement was already there before kickoff.
Yeah, that last Delosier Auction Company defensive stop was an Andrew Smith deflection, Bryson Barrett interception. But end of quarter stats brought to you by His Ground LLC. At the end of 3, 41 total plays for the Red Rebels for 267 yards. A lot of short fields here tonight. 25 run plays for 131 rushing yards. 14 of 16 passing for 136 yards through the air. You look at Oak Ridge, 25 total plays for 33 yards, 9 rushing plays for minus 25, 8 of 16 passing for 58 passing yards.
Yeah, 33 yards of total offense for the Oak Ridge Wildcats, and a stat I like, 4 of 5 the Red Rebels were getting off the field on third down.
And again, individual stats, we'll get to those at next time by. Looks like Tyler Sigmund's going to be in at the controls. Will Jones Knight's going to be done. He's going to hand off to Brenton Campbell. Brenton Campbell's going to fight his way forward. Looks like he may pick up a yard down to the Oak Ridge 38-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Tackle J.T. Gormley. Tyler Sigmund coming into the game 19 to 28, 216 yards, passing 1 touchdown. And he had a long against Bradley, a 37-yard pass and catch to Brenton Campbell. Is beautiful down the sidelines.
Absolutely. They said Brenton Campbell, no gain. Forward progress stopped at the 39-yard line. 2nd and 10. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Brenton Campbell will stay in at running back, directly behind Tyler Sigmund, this fourth quarter quarterback for the Red Rebels. Looks over the defense. He's going to put J.T. Allen in motion right to left. Takes the shotgun snap, hands to Brenton Campbell. He's going to cut back inside to the teeth of the Oak Ridge defense and fight his way down to the 36-yard line. Pickup of 3 right there, Ben. 3rd and 7.
Yeah, you have to stay lateral against Brenton Campbell. He can scamper, but he can also go downhill. And number 38, J.T. Gormley, makes the tackle for the Wildcats.
3rd and 7 upcoming. 10:48 to play in the football game. Rebels lead 34-0. Sigmund's going to look over the defense, now looks back to the sideline. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Brenton Campbell stays in at backer. Looks like Kevon Carter, the wide receiver, into the game. Takes the shotgun snap, 3-step drop, looks right, now steps up in the pocket. Now he's going to have to pull it down, calls his own number, and he is going to get to the Oak Ridge. They'll give him the 35-yard line. Pickup of a yard. It's going to be 3rd and 6.
Wise decision there by Sigmund. Had some good coverage out there in the perimeter. Decided to call his own number. Tackle Caden Stewart.
Slow move by the sticks. It's going to be 4th and 6 upcoming. Sorry, can't have 2 third down plays, Ben. I mean, you can. It's just not ideal. 4th and 6, kind of the no man's land for punting the football. Offense going to stay out there. Sigmund will have 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, and Campbell directly behind him. J.T. Allen stepped out to the right side as that 3rd receiver. Big body, look for him. Tyler Sigmund, play clock's at 8. He's going to step in, takes the shotgun snap. Pressure's coming. He's going to try to get rid of it. Can't do it. And looks like Oak Ridge is going to get their first sack of the night.
Just outnumbered on that blitz package. Number 52, King Sandoval, was able to set the edge and make the sack.
Yeah, you look at King Sandoval. He is one of their better tacklers on this team. Been held quiet tonight. And so that's a lot of frustration released there on 4th down. 9:10 to play in this one, and that will be a turnover on downs, and so Oak Ridge will get the football in great field position at their own 48-yard line. Rebels out there on defense trying to get some of those names in there. Kevon Carter's going to play DB. Looks like we've got number 42, Preston Bates, into the football game. Brenton Campbell's going to play corner out there. Looks like number 43, Tipton McCoy's in there.
Got J.D. Melanson, he was the lead tackler. He's back at the safety position at 8 tackles last week.
Looks like new quarterback for Oak Ridge here in the 4th quarter as well. I'll get that number. Looks like he's going to hand off to number 34. 34 is going to try to get wide right, and he's going to get wide for 1 yard. It's going to be number 34, Zakai Booth. 5'8", 163-pound sophomore.
Well, even though they were able to seal that edge over on that side, J.D. Melanson, who I talked about before the play, who led the week in tackles, he comes down from his perch, and they don't get anything but a yard right there. Good tackle.
Near the 8-minute mark next time by. Looks like the quarterback in is number 18, Kipton Fagan, 6'1", 155-pound sophomore. He is the heir apparent to Blaine Stansberry.
5 of 8 on the year, 65 yards passing for Kate.
He's going to flip. That's going to be Booth to the right hip pocket. Now he put a man in motion right to left. Number 32, Ferrara, is going to roll to the right, and looks like it's going to be a handoff to Booth, and Booth is going to be put in a phone booth. He's going to be dropped for a loss, 2-yard loss. It's going to be 3rd and 11.
That's because Reese Razor goes shot, choppy bird, baby.
Good job by Reese Razor. He's into the game. J.R. Irvin up front into the game. Looks like you've got Ty Tomberlin in there at linebacker into the game. So a lot of meaningful snaps, as we've done all year long. 9 running clocks through 10 ball games, and this is giving these young guys meaningful minutes going into the 6A playoffs.
Really like how Reese Razor's playing. So does Coach Lamar Brown. He uses his leverage so well. He's able to corner, get low motion, and pivot his way. Great tackle right there by Reese.
Fagan is going to break a small huddle. He'll have Booth to his right hip pocket again. Fagan's going to roll the pocket to the right for Oak Ridge. Now he's going to look to throw the football. Will make a complete pass. That's going to be to number 23, Josiah McClure. And he's going to pick up the necessary yardage and more, get into Rebel territory. They're going to say down inside the Rebel 40-yard line. Give him the 36.
Zone coverage opens up those seams, and they find a soft spot in that zone. J.D. Melanson makes the tackle.
Looks like it's going to be a cramp for one of the Oak Ridge Wildcats. We're going to jump down to Hippie. Hippie, again, a lot of young Rebels out there. Quincy Prigmore, he played a lot in the first half, but kind of leading the troops out there. It's fun to see these guys playing in a 4th quarter of football where they're about to claim a championship.
Well, really, yeah.
I love the feedback.
Yeah, that's right.
I think I just covered it all, but appreciate it. But Ben, I'll let you answer it.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, for these kids that haven't played for a region championship, to feel that and to be out there and contribute to what's been a great evening for the Red Rebels, it's just been an excellent evening.
I think just to make me feel better, I'm going down to Hippie again. Hippie, you got me?
Yeah, fellas, I'm here.
Hey, did you hear any of what I said?
No, we were down here. I cut out for a second.
Oh, good deal. Good deal. Well, I was just going to say there's a lot of good young Rebels into the football game right now. This is a game that we've had circled for a few weeks. Trajectory said this was going to be a great matchup. It was a great matchup. Just a great preparation, great plan by the Red Rebels. But to have some of these young guys, sophomores, some juniors, getting some championship level minutes as we head into the playoffs, how big is that?
It's really big. And another thing, I don't know if you guys noticed up there, but they're doing a great job of trying to bring in some seniors on senior night. guys, that haven't got to get on the field yet have been coming in. Always awesome to have your seniors. And then you're talking about the game in general. What an incredible game this has been for the Maryville team. I mean, to go up against an undefeated opponent and, be up with a running clock is amazing.
Couldn't agree more. Looks like it is going to be Fagan on a busted play. Thought there was going to be a backer that was taking the handoff. He had to just roll it around the right side end. And it looks like he's going to pick up really nice yardage. Doesn't look to be first down yardage just yet.
Got over to that sideline, and as he worked his way down the Oak Ridge sideline, Brenton Campbell and J.D. Melanson in on the tackle.
And looks like they wanted to look at it and thought better of it. They're going to move the sticks. It will be a first down, Oak Ridge, as we're under 6 to play here in this game number 10, where the Rebels lead an undefeated Oak Ridge Wildcat team 34-0. Again, quarterback changes for both teams, and at quarterback for Oak Ridge, Kipton Fagan, 6'1", 155, the sophomore. He's going to try to learn on the job, puts a man in motion. Now he's going to hand it off. Looks like number 34, that's going to be Booth with the carry, and he is going to be caught, stopped, and dropped in the backfield by number 93, Reese Razor.
Yeah, Reese Razor just has that ability to shed his blocker on that left tackle position, and he works his way, and he stays low to the ground, and he forces his opponent back into that backfield. Great tackle there by Reese.
Yeah, number 53, Caleb Millard's going to check out of the game. He's a 5'9", 215-pound senior. So, yeah, again, to Hippie's point, getting a lot of young guys in, but also making sure that senior night is reflected well with the seniors that were honored pregame. Fagan looks to the sideline. He's going to have Booth to his left hip pocket. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Let's see if there's any other new Rebels in there. Looks like Stinson's in there at safety for the Red Rebels. Fagan's going to take the shotgun snap, hands it to Booth. No, he's going to pull it down. The quarterback keeper all the way is going to get inside the Rebel 25-yard line down to the 24. So picks up the lost yardage and gets a couple more. It'll set up 3rd and 8 from the Rebel 24-yard line.
Looked like number 28, Ty McClanahan, in on that tackle. Good assignment there on that edge and great execution.
Looks like we've got number 28. That's Ty McClanahan, 5'11", and 195-pound junior. So a little audition, if you will, for that linebacking room a year from now.
On the defensive front there, you got J.T. Allen. Looks like Quincy Prigmore.
J.R. Irvin, yeah. Big front there. Fagan's going to keep trips to the right, 1 man to the left, Booth to his left hip. Again, another broken play. Thought Booth was going to take it, and he's just going to have to pull it down. Fagan knows how to make something out of nothing. He's going to run around left end, gets inside the Rebel 20-yard line, and it's going to bring up, looks like 4th and 2.
He got to the sideline, had 1 tackle to beat. Great job by number 3 over there, Kevon Carter, to maintain his position and drop shoulder, make the tackle.
Big play here for the young Rebels here. 4th and 2. The offense will stay on the field for Oak Ridge. They're just trying to get on the board here in game number 10. 2:54 to play. Rebels lead 34-0.
You always like to see that from a defensive back. Kevon Carter enforcing that sideline, not allowing him to get downfield.
Fagan's going to look to the sideline using all this play clock. It is down to 12. Late reset. And it looks like all the discussion needs some sideline discussion. Looks like they're going to take a timeout. Let's take one with them. Lee Franks of Volunteer Home Mortgage timeout. You're listening to Rebel Radio, where the Red Rebels lead the Oak Ridge Wildcats 34-0 here on Senior Night. You're listening on 95.7 Duke FM.
Pokies and Sports invites you to stop by their store to check out their amazing selection of school spirit gear. Need trophies, awards, or plaques for your team or business? Pokies has it all. Everything from sporting goods to screen printing, monogramming to laser engraving, and even letter jackets. Pokies represents all local schools with their selection and can create a personalized design. Since 1995, the Tinker family has been happily serving our local area with all its school spirit needs. Check out Pokies online at pokies.net or give them a call at 865-984-4355.
And don't forget, when you leave Pokies, to check out the Village Tinker, just a short walk down Broadway for unique gifts and home goods. We'll be glad you did. Go Rebels.
From the Hep Plumbing Studios, we want to be your plumber. This is WDKW, Maryville, Knoxville. 95.7 Duke FM. Your home for Maryville Red Rebel Athletics.
Run like a rebel, run like a rebel.
And welcome back to the Junk Be Gone Game of the Week. 95.7 Duke FM. Oak Ridge out of the timeout. 4th down. Fagan, a design quarterback keeper, is going to pick up the necessary yardage. Get it inside the Rebel 15 down to the 14. 1st and 10 Oak Ridge.
Good tackle there by number 42 for the Red Rebels, Preston Bates. The Ryan Henry and company are very excited about Preston and what he brings to this football team.
Yeah, I think you look at all of these young players. They have seen minutes, and they've done a lot of things, and they've played a lot of good teams here because, again, Oak Ridge does have some backup in as well. But in a lot of games this year, we in the 3rd and 4th quarter have played the ones, a lot of region opponents. So again, quality minutes, good experience for the Rebels. Fagan's going to fake the handoff, and he's going to try to go around right in. He even faked my words out as he is going to get down to the Rebel 11-yard line. It's going to be a pickup of 3 on 1st down. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Yeah, chased by Reese Razor and eventually tackled by Quincy Prigmore. Quincy had a sack last week, the only sack of the game for the Red Rebels.
And looks like slow progress for Oak Ridge as we're under a minute and a half to play, under 90 seconds here in game number 10. And they're just kind of slow go about it. I just think they don't want an opportunity where Maryville gets another crack at it.
All right.
Again, this is going to be the 2 seed out of Region 2 6A. So again, a ton to play for are these Oak Ridge Wildcats. Fagan's going to take the snap, immediately rolls the pocket to the right, going to throw to the end zone. It's going to hit his hands in the end zone, but it's going to deflect, incomplete, and good coverage out there by the Rebels.
Yeah, how about Brent Campbell? He's in there on that comeback route, and he breaks down as the ball's in the air, and that contact there at the end threw the receiver off when receiving the football.
I think hurt footsteps. He knew he was going to take on contact from the back, and he just kind of muffed the catch for sure. It's going to be 3rd and 7 next time by. 30 seconds to go in the football game. Likely the one of the last plays here unless they use their timeouts. Fagan's going to have Booth to the right hip pocket, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Takes the snap, play action. He's going to roll to the right, looking to throw to the end zone, and it's going to be, I think, nearly picked off, but they're going to say it falls out. Not able to survive the ground, and it's going to fall incomplete.
That's J.D. Melanson coming back from his perch, and he just dives with the football on the 1-yard line.
Well, a lot of fireworks, no boom. It's going to end this football game as the clock hits zeros, 34-0 in favor of the Red Rebels. Coach Derek Hunt goes to meet Coach Derek Ray after securing number 39 region championship for the Red Rebels. A big number and a bigger statement here in game number 10. A shutout of a previously undefeated Oak Ridge Wildcat team and a 1 seed secured in the 6A playoffs. Let's take a break. Listen to these great sponsors when we come back. The Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply postgame show right here on Rebel Radio 95.7 Duke FM.
When it comes to home improvement, you want a winning team on your side. At David's Abbey Carpet and Floors, we bring championship quality to every room with hardwood, carpet, vinyl, and tile that look and perform like all-stars. Whether you're building or renovating, trust the hometown pros who've been serving East Tennessee for over 50 years. Visit us online at davidsabbeycarpet.com or check out one of our 3 showrooms in Maryville, Farragut, and Pigeon Forge to see how David's makes the difference.
Are you facing the challenge of burying piping, wires, or conduits underground? Here's the game changer, Underground Connection. The underground drilling and boring experts since 2005. They do directional boring, the method of choice when traditional trenching isn't feasible, or when you desire minimal surface disturbance. Your go-to team for all commercial and residential underground drilling work, including rock, is Underground Connection. Fully licensed, insured, and proudly TDOT and gas approved. Call now, 865-406-4127
7. Don't let traditional trenching hold you back. Call 865-406-4127 or visit undergroundconnectioninc.com. You'll be glad you did.
Inspired by the heart of Italy, experience the Taste of Blunt award-winning The Italian Apron, where culinary passion meets timeless tradition. The Italian Apron is your premier destination for authentic Italian meals and homemade pasta. From bustling farmers markets to serene storefront shopping, The Italian Apron will bring you close to Italy's rich heritage and vibrant culture. Explore the convenience of shopping online or immerse yourself in the authentic Italian marketplace experience at La Cucina, the Italian Apron Marketplace in Maryville at 331 Whitecrest Drive. Join the Italian Apron community on Facebook and Instagram today.
Stevenson Tire, 3 generations serving Blount and surrounding counties for over 60 years. The friendly staff at Stevenson Tire is ready to assist you and get you back on the road quickly with the most trusted tire brands in the industry. Competitive prices, tire repairs too. Expect real hometown service at Stevenson Tire. The name to trust in East Tennessee is Stevenson Tire, 2411 East Broadway Avenue in Maryville. Online at StevensonTire.net or call 865-983-1621. Monday through Friday, 7:30 till 5. Stevenson Tire.
Get low when the whistle go.
And welcome into the Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply postgame show right here on Rebel Radio 95.7 Duke FM. I'm Wayne Kaiser alongside Ben Metz. It's just kind of surreal right now. 34-0 in favor of the Red Rebels. A matchup that has been circled from week 1 to now. You talk about a region matchup that you hoped would happen, and it did. Oak Ridge comes to town 9-0, really stingy on defense, able to score 30-plus points on offense. Rebels kind of the same boat. We knew something had to give here tonight, and it was all take for the Red Rebels, 34-0 victorious over the Oak Ridge Wildcats.
Well, you talked about it a little bit at halftime, Wayno. They went to Malik Howard twice in the first drive of the ball game, and then for the rest of the ball game, they went to him one time for 12 yards passing. They went away from what's made them successful. Could never establish the running game, -1 on rushing yards. The Red Rebel defense was able to get off the field 5 of 7 opportunities on 3rd down, and just maximizing their opportunities. Andrew Smith tips the ball up in the air. Bryson Barrett has been playing exceptionally well the past couple weeks. He makes a good interception there. Cam Porter comes in after the injury by Cohen Babley early in the ball game, and Cam Porter shows out with some really tough, tenacious runs. That's the word we're using. 61 rushing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. Just excellent ball game by Cam.
Yeah, and it's just thrust into that spot, right? You know, I think he came in expecting, maybe 4, 6, 7 carries, But then Cohen goes down the first quarter, and as Hippie said, he said, I got this. It's my time to go in there and help my team, and he absolutely did that. And now, granted, I think the offense is so diverse that he goes a lot of different directions, a lot of people catching passes, a lot of different things. But when his number was called, every single time positive yardage.
And we would be amiss if we didn't talk about Will Jones and his ability to manage this offense. He was 13 of 15 in the ball game. Those 2 incomplete passes happened early in the first quarter, and they were deep fade routes down the sidelines. One arguably should have been caught, and the other one potentially could have been caught. It's hard for us from our perspective, seeing it on the opposite side of the field down the visitor sidelines, but essentially he was perfect throwing the football tonight.
Yeah, he those 2 incompletions happened in the first 3 to 5 passes of the football game, and then he kind of locked in and went unconscious for what he's been really through 10 games. I mean, he's 80% completion percentage, 13 of 15 tonight. I think he's thrown for he's close to his yearly average of 30-plus touchdowns.
Yeah, and he's got a passing touchdown tonight, a rushing touchdown, and a receiving touchdown. That's a trifecta, buddy.
Wow, and it's something to talk about for sure. But this Red Rebel bunch makes it hard each and every week to pick our player of the game. It's not any different tonight. We're gonna have our hands full. But if you look at end of game stats brought to you by His Ground LLC, At the end of 4 quarters of play, the Rebels blank the Oak Ridge Wildcats 34-0. First downs on the night, Rebels have 19. Oak Ridge with 8 first downs. Total yardage, total offensive plays, 45 plays for 258 for the Red Rebels, 29 on the ground for 122 rushing yards, and 14 of 16 passing for 136 yards through the air. Oak Ridge, 36 total plays for 74 yards, 17 plays for -1 in the run game, and 9 of 19 passing for 75 yards through the air. Clean football game. We talked about it. Very minimal penalties. 5 total penalties on the night. 3 for the Red Rebels for 40 yards. 2 for Oak Ridge for 20 yards. But a very balanced time of possession. Maryville wins it 26-45 to 21-15.
And that was one of Hippie's keys to the game was to clean up the penalties in this type of matchup. And coming into the game, the Red Rebels had 5 penalties on average for 44 yards. High for a Red Rebel team. And they come in tonight and they execute well disciplined.
Do extremely well for sure. I'm going to try to kick it down to Chris Hibbs. Chris, what a wire-to-wire performance.
Yeah, fellas, I mean, it was a great game. Like you said, I thought it was incredible the way this game ended, because you asked any news outlet, they said this was going to be a shootout. This was going to come down to who had the last possessions. And I mean, this Maryville just set the tone right off the very start with that big hit by Jackson. Of course, the offense goes down, scores very first drive, sets the tone offensively. And then, of course, the rest of the way, I just felt like Oak Ridge, especially, I think y'all said it best, came out at halftime, just the demeanor, the way our team ran out on the field, ready to go. Their team came off slowly from the sideline. You could just tell they were already feeling beaten before even the second half started.
And Hippie, I'll tell you, on the edge there with Ryan Henry and Max Sear, even towards the latter part of the third quarter, those guys were coming at 110%. They did not look tired. They looked very well rested, so to speak. But they were coming in with a lot of energy, and Stansbury just couldn't make a statue there.
Yeah, I think you said it best. I mean, I think there was a lot of talking points all week long about how these teams are going to be evenly matched. Maryville's defense has not seen somebody offensively as good as Oak Ridge, and they took that personal and they set the tone, like I said, right from the get-go. I mean, I didn't see the final stats, but it sounds like Maryville's defense held them probably under 200 yards total offense.
They kept them under 75 yards total offense. 36 total plays for 74 yards of offense. Hippie, I got to find a new word. Stingy doesn't work anymore.
I mean, -1 rushing on the entire night. I mean, that's just incredible.
Yeah, it's like I said, unconscious is the word that comes to mind. Look at individual stats. Maryville, Cam Porter leads the rushing category. 11 carries, 61 yards, 2 touchdowns. Torrey Beaufort, 4 for 28. Will Jones, 5 carries for 28 yards and a touchdown. Ty Tomberlin, 3 for 13. Brenton Campbell, 2 for 3. And Cohen Babley, 2 carries for 1 yard. Again, a first quarter exit for Cohen. An upper body shoulder type injury. Wish him all the best and hope for a speedy recovery here in his senior campaign. You look at receiving wise, Colton Fowles led the way, 4 catches, 34 yards and a touchdown. Torrey Beaufort, 4 for 32. Max Sear, 1 for 24. Will Jones, 1 for 21 and a touchdown. Julian Douglas, 2 catches, 17 yards. And Hudson Jamerson, 1 catch for 5 yards. Hudson did a good job on the 1 punt, a 35-yard long. No damage done there. But you talk about throw game. Really 14 of 16 passing. Will Jones 13 of 15 for 115 and a touchdown. And Torrey Beaufort, the 1 for 1, 21 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, some other notables on the defensive side of the ball. Jackson Rutledge having that jarring hit in the first quarter. Ball comes loose. Ryan Henry gets the fumble recovery throughout the game. Great defensive coverage in the back end and on the perimeter by Bryson Barrett, Chase Tucker, and Ivan Benanda, able to mirror those wide receivers and cause some problems for the quarterback. And then J.D. Melanson comes in late in the ball game, made some pretty big plays, but you got to give old Cowboy Collar a shout out as well. Wyatt Wilbur created a lot of pressure off that edge on the crossing blitz and everything throughout the evening. Wyatt played excellent tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Held Oak Ridge. Their leading rusher was the second-string quarterback, Kipton Fagan. 5 runs for 28 yards, all in the fourth quarter. Wayne Gibson, the starting running back, 5 rushes for 3 yards. And then the negative plays stacked up as far as lost yardage and sacks that the defense produced. But receiving-wise, Malik Howard, the leading receiver for Oak Ridge, 3 catches for 30 yards. Zayden Williams, 2 catches for 20 yards. and then Josiah McClure 1 for 17. Basically all the offense for Oak Ridge. That's the end of game stats brought to you by His Ground LLC.
Well, Coach Rang tried to stick with what made him successful early in the game and had to get away from it because of the potential for turnover, but great execution at the point of attack by this defensive front.
Yeah, we're going to have a ton to talk about this next Wednesday. It's a little bit longer gap between game time or game day and the Rebel Rundown, but next Wednesday night, Red Rebel Rundown at Windy City Grill, 7 to 8 p.m. It's a fun night to talk Rebel football, and next Wednesday night, we click the calendar over. It's the second season. It's playoff time for the Red Rebels.
It's like Coach Russell says, when the weather starts to become cold and uncomfortable, games mean a little bit more.
Well, that's what we turn our sights to. We did lock in the 1 seed here tonight. Region 2 6A's 1 seed. Oak Ridge will be the 2 seed. They'll be back at home next week to play their first playoff game in Division 6A. But we will also be right here at Skeeter Shield Stadium next week. Still TBD on who we will play, because Science Hill-Dobbins Bennett plays next week or tomorrow night. Jefferson County and West Ridge also play tomorrow night. So there's a lot of shakeups still to be had in Region 1 6A. But Ben looks around the area. There's a lot of games going on tonight. What finals can we find around East Tennessee?
So this is a fourth quarter score. Bradley Central 44, Beard 6. Fourth quarter score, Farragut 31, Cleveland 7. Halftime score, Oneida 7, Eagleton 26.
Oh,
yeah, attaboy Royals. There you go. And then Greenback, second quarter score, Greenback 0, Rockwood 14. Second quarter score, Heritage 27, Union County 0.
That should be it. And then tomorrow night, there's some good matchups, like we talked about. Dobbins, Bennett, Science Hill. What else is going on tomorrow night?
Yeah, so tomorrow night, Alcoa 9-0 versus Anderson County 6-2. That's going to be the must-see game at Anderson County. William Blunt 5-4 will face off at Campbell County, who's 0-9. Hart Valley 4-5 will play Ottawa. The Owls are 2-7 on the year.
And again, got to see how things shake out here tonight and tomorrow. But Hardin Valley, a little bit of an outside looking in, needed some help. Not sure exactly the mathematical equation to get the Hawks into the postseason, but Coach Tyler Wynn going into game number 10 has some hope for his team to get into the postseason. But let's take our last break here, or maybe one of our last breaks here of the regular season. Listen to some great sponsors. When we come back, we're gonna have to decide, guys, who our player of the game is. Get them up here, talk to them a little bit, close out what's been a great night to be a Red Rebel, great senior night, and a great championship night in region play. We're listening to the Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply postgame show right here on Rebel Radio 95.7 Duke FM.
Looking for your next flavor obsession? Say hello to REO Cheese Wagon, Maryville's gourmet grilled cheese legend and Taste of a Blunt award winner. Catch their food truck 7 days a week or swing by the cafe Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. and Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 429 West Broadway for the perfect breakfast, brunch, or lunchtime hangout. Sip on locally loved coffee and specialty teas, and don't miss their new community event space, ready for your next gathering. Follow the Cheesy Magic on socials or visit reocheesewagon.com, where dreams are grilled to perfection.
For over 40 years, Roger L. Newman Company Heating and Cooling has been East Tennessee's trusted name in comfort. Right now, get up to $800 in rebates on high-efficiency heat pumps, plus 60 months of 0% interest financing. Want year-round peace of mind? Join their Service Plus Maintenance program for priority service and exclusive repair discounts. Call 865-982-5446. That's 865-982-5446. Or visit RogerLNewmanCompany.com. Roger L. Newman Company, locally owned, quality driven. That's 865-982-5446.
Whether it's Friday Night Lights or Saturday Showdowns, Blount County knows that Windy City Grill is your game time headquarters for big time flavor with a Chi-Town twist. Stop by and fuel up with their top shelf wings, burgers, Chicago-style dogs, or that mouth-watering Italian beef sandwich. Bring the whole crew out to 2641 US 411. Proud supporters of Maryville High School athletics. That's Windy City Grill, a taste of Chicago with a little Southern charm.
Locally owned Barnett Roofing, your hometown roofer for 20 plus years. Serving all of Maryville and surrounding areas. Certified as a GAF Elite Master Roofing Contractor, Barnett Roofing continues its reputation for attention to detail, fast service, and unmatched professionalism while offering you affordable roofing solutions. Call Barnett Roofing for free roof inspections, roof repairs, or to compare any quotes. Barnett Roofing, proudly serving their friends and family in Maryville and Blount County. The most affordable and dependable roofing company in the area, Barnett Roofing.
All roads lead to another road. Marin and Gage, Rebels and Rose. Oh, come on.
And welcome back to the Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply postgame show right here on Rebel Radio 95.7 Duke FM. We're pleased to be joined by this week's Print FX Player of the Game, Mr. Cam Porter. Cam, kind of thrust into action tonight, and you absolutely performed. 2 touchdowns, led the team in rushing. Talk to us about that feeling when it was your time to go in.
I just knew instantly that I seen Cohen go down. I knew that I need to get my mental right and make sure that I can't let any outside distractions mess with me in my game. I came in there, I trusted my guys, trusted my quarterback, my coaches, and I just knew that I would do my thing and they would do theirs.
Hey, Cam, I tell you what, man, when you came out there on that 12-yard run for that big first down, what I really liked about that run, you were real patient with your blockers at the very beginning of it, but then the tenacity at the end of the run. You observed a little bit of tenacious, but a little bit of patience. Talk about how you trained during the week to be a patient runner and then also to develop in that tenacity.
So after every game, I go home and I watch film, and I go through every single bit of film. I watch it on NFHS, I watch it on Huddle, just to see what I can do better. And even in the runs that I do get 15 yards or so, I like to go over and what I can do better in that play. So that right there, I knew on those certain play calls that I should be more patient and let the play develop more, and that gap would be there, and I can sprint and just run.
And Cam, talk to us about your vision. You know, that was something we talked about tonight. You know, a lot of times it's kind of like, should I go left? Should I go right? You just know where you're going to go, and you get there in a hurry. You get north and south very quickly. Is that just something that you've learned to do, or is that instinctual? Yeah.
It's just a blessing to have. I was born with it.
And I tell you what, there was one play, and you'll remember this one. You got out here near the 40-yard line, and you were pushing your way downfield, and there were 8 of 11 defenders on you, and they had to blow the whistle dead. Talk about the mental toughness that you have as a running back.
Just stunned like my dad. Stunned like my dad. That's my mental every time.
Yeah, and again, good genes help, right, for sure. But talk about that offensive line. They've done a great job all season long making holes for the running backs. And here tonight, I thought even on the outside runs, I thought they did a good job of kind of sealing it off and kind of allowing you to have that outside run.
Just great chemistry built over summer, spring, fall camp, everything like that. We tried to talk to each other off the field and try to build more of a friendship, getting close to best friends. Just that kind of relationship, it helps on the field too. Because when someone messes up, they'll come to you and apologize, and they'll be like, I'll make you right next time. And then I'll tell them what I did wrong too, and we'll just
work it through, for sure.
Well, that's excellent. You had a wonderful performance, 11 runs, 61 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, and that 12 long was beautiful, patient and tenacious. So excellent football game, Cam.
Thank you so much.
Again, great game as a team, but secured region championship number 39. Obviously, this game was circled in East Tennessee, a lot of coverage, a lot of media attention. How did you guys focus in this week to have such a great performance and finish it off?
Well, all week long, the coaches were saying there's 2 types of people, and I don't know what they were talking about. They just kept saying it. And then I made my own thing. I thought of it as there's people that back down from anything that's thrown at them, and there's people that go attack it first. And I want to be the person that attacks.
For sure. You turn the tables to the second season, as we call it. It's postseason football now. Every game is win or go home. How do you feel this team's prepared for that?
I feel like we're well prepared. Way more prepared than what we were last year, in my opinion. I feel like we worked really hard over the summer. Everybody pushed, sweat, blood, tears, and I loved it. And I thought in my head, and I always would think this, that we were going to get to state.
And here's the thing: you're 5 games away. It's 4 wins to get an opportunity to go to Chattanooga.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, again, congratulations for being this week's PrintFX Player of the Game. That you get to come to Windy City on Wednesday, take in some good food there at Windy City. Got you a little gift bag. It's got the secret sauce in it. You already had that for 4 quarters, but you get another bottle of it here. But then we're excited to be able to talk to you Wednesday as we don't know who we're playing next week, but I know that the Red Rebels will be ready.
Yes, sir.
Will you help us close it out tonight? Senior night here at Maryville High School proves 6A experience and 6A maturity move the needle for the Red Rebels, and that means a big Red Rebel victory. The Red Rebels improved to 9-1 as the Wildcats of Oak Ridge fall to 9-1. Final score for Maryville High School: the Red Rebels 34, the Oak Ridge Wildcats 0. A special thanks to the faithful for allowing us to tell the story again here tonight, and much appreciation to our great administration at Maryville High School for their support of Rebel Radio each week. Thanks to all our great sponsors you've heard in and out of the breaks, and thanks to Mr. Ken Main for the up-to-minute stats all night long. Thanks to Miss Laura back at the studio for getting us in and out of those breaks. But for Ben Metz, Chris Hips, and Cam Porter, I'm Wayne Kaiser, and you've listened to Rebel Radio. If you're leaving Skeeter Shield Stadium or on the road home, take care, be safe, and yes, go Rebels!
Go Rebels!
Run like a rebel, run like a rebel.
Maryville Top Shop is your local source for just